You know, Rosie, it's unfortunate that Dexter is no longer in class with us.
Yeah, I truly hope the best for him in his new job. On the bright side, at least they no longer have competition for Best Science Student of the Year. Though if I remember, Dexter didn't particularly get along with many people and kept to himself often. Did you guys have fun during the space flight?
We sure did. Part of the reason Dexter got a job was because he was the one who did the repairs.
Must have been pretty scary then, huh?
It was.
All right, class, that's the bell for class to start. I would like all of you to get out your books and turn to page 318. Today we're going to be discussing stories written by Edgar Allan Poe.
Meanwhile at lunch.
You know, I wonder if I can find someone else like Dexter.
Dude, I don't get it. Did you particularly like Dexter or something? I don't understand why you want to find someone else like him.
Do you mind keeping a secret?
I've already kept a few for you.
Alright, good. The truth is Dexter was doing favors for me to keep what he was doing a secret.
No kidding, dude.
You remember when all the computers had Hannah Montana Linux installed? That was Dexter doing that.
Whoa! I had no idea.
Not much of a reason to keep it all a secret, considering he isn't even going to school anymore.
I had no idea all of that was going on. Why didn't you tell me before?
Dexter threatened to freeze me with an ice cannon if I told anyone else.
Alright, fair enough. So what are you going to do now?
When I was on the spaceship, I heard the Bee and Timmy Turner talk about another really smart kid that goes to this school. Apparently a kid named Jimmy Neutron. Perhaps if I meet him, I might be able to get another really smart friend.
Perhaps. I think Jimmy is in junior year. So, your best chance is to probably go to one of the junior classrooms to meet him.
I'll see what I can do. Hey, are you Jimmy Neutron?
Yes, I am. Is there something you need?
I'd like to talk with you after school if that's all right.
Well, what do you want to talk about after school?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about this space flight that happened. I thought you may be interested in it since I went with some of your friends.
Sure thing. I would love to hear more. So what you want to tell me about the space flight?
Well, when I was on the space flight there was a really smart kid named Dexter. Do you know him?
I don't think so. Libby told me a bit about him. He got a job with SpaceX, right?
Yeah, that's the one. You see, I would help Dexter sometimes with various experiments, and I was wondering if you were doing them as well.
Yeah, I do them all the time with my friends. If you're interested, you can come with me to my lab. I have something I have been working on, so I could definitely use someone to test it.
Sweet. Would be happy to assist.
Meanwhile.
Welcome to my lab.
Looks just like the one Dexter used.
Well, that's because the video creator is limited on backdrops, and that's part of the reason why I don't look exactly like Jimmy Neutron.
Makes sense. So what is it that you want me to test?
I have built a time machine, and I need someone to test it. Since you are experienced, I'm assuming that you should be a good fit for this.
Yeah! I actually went back in time once already.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I went back to the year 2005 after getting hit on the head with a football.
You're joking, right?
Yeah, of course I am.
Well, alright. I'm going to be sending you back to the year 1999. I want you to explore a little bit just to make sure everything works. However, be careful. From what I have found so far, whatever you do in the past will change the future, so be sure to be careful.
I certainly will.
Alright, get inside of the time machine and I will send you back.
Let's do it.
Are you ready, Caillou?
Yeah, I'm totally ready.
Here it goes. Looks like everything went according to plan.
Whoa! Where did I end up?
Hey Caillou, looks like you're in the past now. I can communicate with you using my computer here. Everything is looking good so far.
Yeah, everything seems to be fine.
Good. So, I just need you to stay there for a day. Don't do anything crazy, alright?
Okay, cool.
Hey, you kid. Just what are you doing? You should be in school.
I'm just visiting this town with my family. I don't go to school here.
Oh, sorry. My mistake.
Maybe I should head to this school anyways. See if I can truly blend in. Wait a second, is that Dad right now in the hall? Now that I think about it, this would be about the time he would still be in high school. I should say hi to him. Hey, how are you?
Do I know you?
No, I'm just visiting the town along with my family and I decided to check this school out.
That's pretty cool. What's your name?
I'm Kai. I'm Kyle. Kyle Wood.
Well, alright, Kyle Wood. I'm Boris. Nice to meet you.
You too. Would you mind showing me around a little bit? I would love to know more about the school.
I don't see why not. I don't mind meeting new people and making some new friends.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, Boris.
Well, I'm a sophomore and I play in the Plotagon High School football team. I'm doing alright in my classes and I live pretty close to the school. Tell me more about you, Kyle.
Well, my family is from Canada and we're traveling all across the United States. We decided to visit here for a few days.
What made your family pick Plotagonville?
It was close to a few other cities we were interested in. So no particular reason other than that.
I see. Oh my gosh, Doris is coming this way.
So glad they're serving spaghetti today. I love spaghetti.
So you have a crush on Doris?
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine us together? Boris and Doris?
Yeah, I totally could.
Yeah, but why would you even go for a guy like me?
You seem like a nice enough dude. I'm sure she would go for you.
What do I even say to her? I don't even know the first thing about talking to women.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure if you be yourself she would like you.
I'll have to think about it. Say, Kyle, would you like to come to my house after school? We can rent a movie from Blockbuster and then play on my PlayStation. I got this really cool game called Gran Turismo. It has hundreds of cars to drive.
Sure, sounds like a really fun time.
Feel free to find a movie you like and we can rent it and watch it together.
Thanks, I'll take a look around. Wonder what movie I should go with. Hey, there's Toy Story 2. That's a pretty good movie. Guess we could watch that together.
Did you find something good?
Yeah, Toy Story 2.
Sure, we can watch that. I do remember the first one. I remember really enjoying it.
Cool! I'm sure this is going to be fun.
Meanwhile, in Boris's room.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, the 3D animation was great. I don't know if they are ever going to top 3D effects like that.
I'm sure they will one day.
So you want to see Gran Turismo next?
Yeah, I'd love to play it.
Boris, what are you doing? Have you done your homework yet?
No, I haven't. I was just having fun with my new friend Kyle.
We need to have a talk, Boris. Outside, now. What's the matter with you not doing your homework?
Come on, Dad. I was just having fun with a new friend. I was going to do it later tonight.
I don't care. Do you just want to be another dumb jock? You have to get good grades in school, otherwise you're never going to succeed in life.
That's not true. Coach says I'm the best player on the team and I could go pro.
He's just saying it to butter you up. Listen, you will never go pro. You will never get a good job unless you get good grades, and if you don't get good grades, your entire life will amount to nothing. Do I make myself clear?
But, Dad.
I said that I make myself clear.
Yes, Dad.
Wow, sounds like his dad is really hard on him. I wonder if that's why Boris ended up being so hard on me. I mean, it would make sense considering that his life was like this.
Sorry, Kyle. I think it's time for you to leave.
I understand. Are your parents always like that?
Yes, actually that's quite mild compared to what they have done to me before.
I'm so sorry.
But you know what? As soon as I graduate, I'm going to run away with Doris and start a family of my own.
Hope it works out for you. Okay, Jimmy, I'm ready to go back home.
I'm afraid I can't bring you back home, Caillou. From what it looks like, if I were to bring you back, there's a high chance you won't exist.
Why is that?
It seems like something has happened that would change the past significantly. I have no clue what you did, but do you have any idea on what it might be?
Well, I did talk with my dad. I encouraged him to go after my mom.
I mean, that probably could have done it.
Well, Dad did say he has no clue on how to talk with women. So maybe he ends up not getting with Doris for that reason. Man, I shouldn't have said anything.
Look, I don't know anything about your parents' relationship. But you have to make sure they get together.
I'll try my best.
The next day.
Oh hey Kyle, nice to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good timing too. I remember what you said yesterday and I was thinking it would be a good time to finally tell Doris that I love her.
Whoa, dude, don't go in that quickly. You gotta space it out. Try just giving her a nice compliment first. You gotta first see if she is interested.
You're right, dang, what am I even thinking? I'm so nervous but I feel like I have to do this.
I will be by your side.
Hi Doris. How are you? You're looking really nice today.
Oh hey. Thanks. Who are you?
I'm Boris. I'm on the high school football team.
A football player? Nice. I watch the games sometimes. I really have to look out for you in the games.
Always appreciate the support. How was that?
That was pretty good. I'd say that went well.
So, do you think she is into me?
Well, she isn't completely turned off, which is good. I say we need to still take this slowly. Maybe at lunch, you should try to tell her a funny joke.
So how does this go? Do I tell her a joke and then say I love her?
No, just tell her a joke and if she laughs then continue the conversation. If it goes well then we can follow it up again later today.
Well alright, but what joke should I go with?
Got a great one. Whenever I go golfing I always bring an extra pair of pants. Why? Just in case I get a hole in one.
That's pretty good. I'll give it a try. Hey Doris, I just got this really funny joke.
Oh really? What is it?
Whenever I go golfing I always bring an extra pair of pants. Why? Just in case I get a hole in one.
That's a really good one, Boris. I had no idea you'd be so funny.
Oh, I come up with jokes all the time.
You're going to have to share more with me.
I can't believe that actually worked. She seemed to really find that funny.
Yeah, dude, needs work.
So what now?
Well, try asking her on a date at the end of school. If she truly is into you, she will say yes.
Got it. Wish me luck.
Meanwhile, at the end of the school day.
Doris, I know I only really started to talk with you today, but there's something I wanted to tell you.
What is it, Boris?
I've always had a crush on you. I think you're really nice, and I was wondering if you would be interested on going on a date with me.
The truth is, I always had a crush on you as well, but I never knew your name. I'm so happy you're a cool guy who can joke and have fun.
Thanks so. Should I take that as a yes?
Of course I'll go on a date with you.
Yes! Awesome.
So, how did it go?
Great! Doris said yes to go on a date with me.
Awesome! I'm so happy for you. Dude!
I don't know what I can do to thank you. Will you be in town still tonight? I want to tell you all about our first date together.
Yeah, I will. Tonight might be the last night before I leave, but I'll be sure to stay.
I'm so glad you started talking with me, Boris. I never thought you were even going to go for me.
Haha, I was thinking the same thing before I said anything, but it was thanks to a friend that I took a chance.
Sounds like a great friend.
My original plan was just to go up to you and empty all my feelings, but my friend said it would be best for me to go a little bit slower.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I don't know if I would even go for you if you did that.
So glad I didn't do that.
I had such a wonderful night with you, Boris. I definitely want to go on another date.
I'm so happy to hear that. Wow, that was my first kiss.
Count your cards right and it won't be the only.
Oh my god, Kyle, I just had my first kiss. The date was fantastic.
I'm so glad, Boris.
I don't know what I could ever do to thank you.
Tell you what, name your firstborn son Caillou if you and Doris get married.
Weird name. But I will do it just for you.
Thank you so much. I better get going now. Hope the best for you and Doris.
Thanks!
I think we should be good now, Jimmy. I'm ready to go back home.
Yes, everything is looking back to normal. I will be bringing you back right now, Caillou. Are you ready to go back?
Yeah, let's get back home.
So glad to see you're all right, Caillou.
Same here. I'm glad I fixed what I caused.
Well, at least you certainly proved yourself capable in experiments. I'll consider having you help in the future. Thank you for your help.
No problem, Jimmy. I may have to talk with my parents now that I think about it.
Alright, Caillou, me and Doris are about to head out for the night to have dinner. After that we're going to pick up Rosie from her executive assistant job and return home. Don't destroy the house, okay?
You got nothing to worry about, Dad.
Good. See you later tonight.
I wonder what I should do tonight. That's the old house phone. I wonder why it's ringing. Better answer it. This is the Anderson household. Caillou speaking.
Hello, this is David from Microsoft. I am calling you today because our company is ending service for the computer protection that you have purchased. We will be sending you a refund of $280. Are you able to get to your computer?
Wow, that's a decent amount of money. I'm not close to the computer, since this is coming from our home phone. I can call you back on my cell phone when I get to the computer.
That would be just fine.
Alright, David. I'm at my computer now and everything is working.
Okay, good. Now, as I mentioned before, our company is ending service for the protection we have provided, so we will be issuing you a refund.
That might be a good thing since the computer blocks a bunch of websites for no reason.
So wait, this isn't your computer?
No, it's a family computer.
I see then. Well, first things first, I need you to go to getdirectsupport.com. That way I can get into your computer and see the needed bank details to issue your refund.
Well, I don't have a bank account. But, I believe my parents have an online bank account here. I don't know though, this sounds like way too much effort to get a refund.
Well, you better do this because otherwise your parents are not going to get their refund and you'll be in big trouble. You sound like the type of kid who doesn't want to be grounded. I'm sure your parents would ground you if they found out they're not getting a refund because of you.
Shoot, I had no idea that this is my only chance to get the refund. Okay, I'll go to that website for you.
That would be just fine. Let me know when you get there, then share your code and I will remote into your computer.
Alright, got the code here for you. 61.A1.061.619.
Okay, I will now remote into your computer.
Okay, so what next?
Do your parents do online banking?
I think so. They at least have their bank's website on the computer here. Let me go to it and see. Yeah, and their username and password are already automatically filled in.
That should make things really easy for me. Alright, what bank account would you like me to transfer over the funds?
I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me.
In that case, I will transfer over it to their checking account. Now this is extremely important, so I do have to stress this. Get a pen and paper and write the account amount down.
Okay, I wrote it down.
Alright, the transfer is now in progress. It may take a few minutes, but the transfer is being made to your account. I have disabled any input from your computer for the moment in order to ensure nothing happens during the transfer.
Okay, sounds good.
A few minutes later.
Alright, the transfer has now been completed. Can you please check the amounts to ensure the correct amount has been transferred?
Dude, I think you actually transferred $2,800 instead of $280.
Oh my god, you are right. I did transfer extra. Oh no, what do I do? This is certainly not good.
Certainly not my problem.
Please help me, Kayla. If my boss finds out about this, I'm going to lose my job and I might be in some serious trouble. I have a wife and 3 kids.
Ha 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 ha, no way. This was all your fault. Now I'm not going to be grounded, and if anything, my parents are going to be happy I got them extra money.
Well then, you have certainly have left me with no choice.
What are you doing? Why did my screen turn black again?
Seeing as you are not willing to help me, I'm taking matters into my own hands. You are holding up my company's money, so I'm about to do something that most certainly will get you grounded.
Oh my god, all the bank accounts now read $0.
That is correct. Now then, you have only one option available if you want to see that money returned to your parents' accounts.
What is it? I'm willing to do anything at this point.
I need you to go to the nearest convenience store, and I want you to purchase $2,000 worth of gift cards, and then come back here and read the codes off to me. Then I will return the money to your parents' accounts.
I'll do it. Please, don't say a word to my parents.
Oh, don't worry, I won't if you follow through. Just give me a call back when you get home.
Alright, I will. You know, I just started thinking. If this guy could take money in and out of my parents' accounts at will, then why didn't he just get back the difference? And why does he need gift cards? This is all sounding super suspicious now that I think about it. Maybe I should give Dora a call and talk about this. Because this is starting to remind me a lot of that Nigerian prince scam from a few months ago.
Oh hey Caillou, what's going on?
Hey Dora, I was wondering if I could get a few words of advice. I was wondering if this person I'm talking to could be a scammer.
They probably are, but go ahead. Tell me.
So I first got a call from the house phone with the guy saying he works for Microsoft. He then says he wants to give me a refund on some computer protection that was purchased. He then asked me to log into my parents' bank account so he could transfer the refund. He ended up claiming that he transferred way too much, and when I refused to give him the money back, he took all of the money in my parents' accounts. He then said to get the money back I need to purchase $2,000 worth of gift cards.
Oh yeah, that most definitely is a scam. Indian tech support scam if I had to guess. If they remoted into your computer, the first thing you should do is get them off of it as soon as possible before they can do any real damage.
But, what about the money they took out of my parents' bank accounts?
All they did was edit the page to make it look like that. The money shouldn't have been touched at all.
That is a huge relief.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, you ought to do something right now to stop those scammers. End the remote access right now.
How do I do that?
Just Control-Alt-Delete and go to Task Manager and end the task.
Got it. Thank you so much, Dora. Time to end the task.
Oh, what does that little boy think he is doing? I better call him back right now. Kayla, just what do you think you are doing ending my connection like that? I hope that was just an internet connection problem.
Oh, trust me, it wasn't. You're a scammer trying to get my money. I just refreshed the page for bank and nothing has changed. You were trying to get me to send you gift cards to scam me and my parents.
What? You are being ridiculous. I am not scamming you. I am a Microsoft certified engineer. How dare you accuse me of such a thing?
Cut the crap already. I bet your name isn't even David, and you most certainly do not work for Microsoft.
You are making a huge mistake right now. I command you to go and get me those gift cards right now.
How about you go and get an honest job? Listen, you shouldn't mess around with me. I have some very powerful people who can help me take you down.
You're a funny guy, Kayla. First you claim that I'm scamming you, then you claim I don't work for Microsoft, and now you are saying you have powerful people working for you. This has to be a joke. You're a little kid and you deserve to have your mouth washed with soap for saying such ludicrous things.
Don't believe me? Well, I'll have you know that a Nigerian prince once stole $200 from me. So, I had my friends help me track him down, and I destroyed a bunch of his furniture.
Wait, that was you? I saw that story in the paper. You were telling me you were the kid who trashed the prince's house and was able to get $2,000 off of him?
That's correct. Now then, if you don't wish to meet the exact same fate, then I highly suggest you stop scamming people. After all, that prince just stole $200 from me. Imagine what I would do to someone who steals $2,000.
Okay, fine. I will stop. Please leave my family out of it. I should have enough money saved so I can go and find an honest job. Please. I was desperate for work and I was willing to do anything if it means surviving.
Scamming people is wrong. If you truly agree, you need to do the right thing and stop.
Okay, I will. I will quit my job today, if it means you won't come and destroy my house as well.
You made the right call. Alright, I wish you luck then. Do you mind if you give me your real name?
My name is Raj.
I truly hope the best for you, Raj. Try to do something good with yourself rather than scamming. I will remember your name.
I will remember yours as well, Kayla.
Meanwhile,
Raj, what brings you to my office today?
I'm quitting. I can't do this anymore.
Oh, come on, Raj. Look, I know the scam baiting and the old ladies are hard to deal with, but what other job are you going to get that will pay as well as this one?
That's not the point. What we are doing here is wrong.
We are just taking money from rich people. We've been over this.
No, we are just taking money from vulnerable people.
Look, Raj, I have no clue what has gotten into you, but I suggest you snap out of it before I actually fire you.
I was just threatened by a boy who destroyed the house of a Nigerian prince. I will not have my life on the line for this kind of work.
I knew this day would come. Well, I suppose you best do what they say then. Sorry, Raj, but if you are associated with that kid, then I understand. Please, take your leave.
Thank you. I best leave now before he goes after you guys too.
I hope he doesn't.
Okay, class. Today we're starting our Roman history unit. However, instead of starting this unit with a presentation, we will instead be starting a group project. You and a partner will research one of the following topics on the handout I'm about to pass out. This includes ruler and famous figures, landmarks, and even wars fought.
Man, Rosie, it's too bad Leo isn't here today because he would have been my partner.
Yeah, sorry Caillou. I'm going to be partnering with Dora.
I would partner with Dexter, because that would be an easy 100 on this, but he isn't here either. Guess that means I'm going to be that kid that gets placed in a group of 3 because nobody else wants to work with me.
Wow, Caillou. That sure was some insight right there.
Actually, Caillou, I was wondering if you would like to work with me.
Yeah, of course, Sarah. I would love to work with you.
Yes, thank you, Caillou. Let's go to my desk so we can pick a topic together.
So what topic are you thinking about picking?
How about the famous Colosseum in Rome?
Yeah, sounds cool.
All right, since it seems everyone is settled into your groups, we can move forward. You will all have access to the library and computer lab to research these topics. You will then present here in the next few days along with the rest of the class.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I traveled to Rome, Italy once. It was an awesome place with tons of historical sites. I'm sure I could easily write a report about my trip.
Well, one of the topics is modern-day Rome, so that could work.
Sweet. I knew my travel experience would come in handy.
So Sarah, why did you want to work with me?
Well, I've always wanted to work with you. Whenever group project time comes around, it seems like you always work with Leo.
He is my best friend after all.
I'm mostly glad I have the chance to work with you here. I honestly thought that you and Leo were dating.
No, I don't see him in that way. I don't have a problem with those kinds of relationships, but I just don't see them with me and Leo.
So that means you're single, right?
Yeah, I definitely am.
Well, I was wondering if perhaps after class today, you might be up for doing something together.
So, like a date or something?
If you want it to be.
Hey, I'd be willing to give it a try with you.
Yes, thank you so much, Caillou.
We probably should get back to work on the project now that I think about it.
Right.
Since I'm going to be dating Sarah, I better let Dora know we won't be dating anymore.
Oh, hey Caillou. What's going on?
Dora, this isn't going to be easy to say, but I'm going to be breaking up with you.
What are you talking about? We were never dating.
No, Dora. It's fine. I just feel us drifting away.
What?
It's not you. It's me. I think we need to see other people.
Caillou, I have no clue what you're even talking about.
Instead, I'm going to be dating Sarah. I hope you find someone else who is interested.
You believe whatever you want to believe, Caillou. So glad I have the chance to share my travel photos for the purpose of this project.
Yeah, I can just tell from the photos you had a really great time there. Maybe I need to try to travel to Rome one day.
I'll tell you the best restaurants. Anyways, I wanted to tell you. Caillou told me earlier today that he was going to break up with me.
Did you ever date?
No, I mean I know Caillou has been getting better, but we never dated despite what he may think.
So, why do you think he did it?
He's going to be dating Sarah now.
Really? You mean there is someone who actually wants to date my brother?
Yeah, Sarah seems pretty nice. She actually seems interested in him.
Wonder why. I mean, I live with him, so I don't see why anyone would want to be with him.
I say it's probably best we stay out of it right now. I mean, it's his own business, you know?
Yeah, you're probably right.
You're so funny, Caillou. You're the best.
I'm glad someone here appreciates my sense of humor.
Thank you again for letting me be a part of your group this time around.
Hey, it's no problem. In fact, I had no clue you always wanted to be a part of my group.
I've always felt too nervous to even talk to you.
I mean, hey, now that you're talking to me now, I think you're really cool, Sarah.
Everything just seems too natural for me now. You know what I'm saying? Like I can actually be myself around you and not have to worry.
Hey, that's really good to hear.
Want to go to the park after this, Caillou?
Absolutely, I'd love to.
Okay, what's your favorite movie?
I used to really like the SpongeBob movie, but since then I've gotten into other funny movies like Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh my god, my parents love that movie. I think it's pretty funny too.
So Sarah, I was starting to wonder, what do you like about me exactly?
That's a bit of a loaded question, Caillou.
Really? What do you mean?
Well, the answer is long. That's what I'm trying to say.
I got time. I'm willing to listen.
You know, Caillou, one thing that I wish I had that you have is your ability to just do whatever you want. You don't care what your parents or your sister thinks. You do things for yourself because you want to, not because someone else wants you to.
I mean, yeah. I guess I do now that I really think about it.
And I wish I could do that as well. I've always stressed about my parents' expectations over me, as anything less than ideal is a huge deal for them.
That sounds like quite the stressful situation then. Even my parents have started to only expect the bare minimum of me.
My parents expect me to become a doctor or a lawyer, and I honestly have no interest in any of these types of professions.
So what are you interested in?
Please don't laugh. I want to be a professional motorcycle racer. One that goes to professional racing events and is able to make a living through the life of racing.
Whoa! That sounds like an awesome job. Even I'd probably love to do that myself.
It's frustrating for me because anytime I mention this to my parents, they laugh at me or tell me that I'll never be able to pay the bills unless I hit it big.
I can definitely imagine. Do you have any experience riding?
A little bit. I mean, I have rode a few times and watched many racing events.
Well, I do certainly think it is rude for your parents to laugh at your dream like this. I still think they perhaps want what's best for you. Have you ever considered doing it as a hobby while you focus on regular work? I heard a lot of people do that.
You know, that isn't a bad idea. I mean, very few people ever get good enough to be a professional, so perhaps just doing it as a hobby might be more ideal.
And just tell your parents that you still want to focus in school and work hard, but whenever you do get some free time, you want to do some motorcycle riding.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Caillou. I think I know what to say now to my parents. I honestly can't thank you enough. That's what I like about you. You're a real out-of-the-box thinker, you know?
Yeah, that's what I would do in your shoes.
I really want to keep seeing you, Caillou. I think you can perhaps bring the best out of me.
I would love that. Dad, I have some amazing news. Someone wants to date with me.
Really? That's great news, Caillou. I'm glad someone is interested in you. What's her name?
Her name is Sarah, and it surprised me a lot. We spent some time together and had a great day with each other.
That's wonderful, Caillou. I hope everything works out for you. I'll be here if you ever need any advice.
Thanks, Dad.
Okay, class. Today we have an assembly. I would like for all of you to leave your stuff here and head for the auditorium.
Another boring assembly. Just tell me what's for lunch today, Miss Martin, and I'll probably sleep through it.
Actually, Caillou, I think you ought to listen to it then, since it's all about school lunches.
No kidding, Miss Martin?
Gee, Caillou, you need to get your mind off of food, honestly.
That's what it says here. All right, let's all line up and head for the auditorium.
Hello and good morning, Plotagon High School. As some of you may know, this morning assembly is to discuss the upcoming changes with school lunches. As a part of the state-mandated Healthy School Eating Initiative, we will be changing the selection of food offered in the school's cafeteria to accommodate students for healthier eating. Now I'm sure all of you would love if I stood up here and tell you all about the specific changes that will be made. But, instead we decided to get a super cool spokesman to tell you all about it. Give a round of applause for Captain Planet.
great kids. It's really great to be here. I'm Captain Planet, Protector of the Environment, and I'm here to tell you all the changes with the new program. We first rolled this program out in Lazy Town, and it worked wonderfully, so we're sure it will do well here too. As of today, changes in the lunchroom include no more chicken nuggets, and instead we will be offering vegan-friendly nuggets instead. We're also replacing the pepperoni pizza with a non-GMO and gluten-free version that I'm sure all of your Planeteers will enjoy. We also have daily prepared meals to go along with these new changes.
All I'm hearing is a bunch of buzzwords. None of that means anything to me. You really think the school has the budget for that, Leo?
Maybe. Perhaps they got a grant or something.
Either way, I know the food is going to be even worse now.
This is so exciting. I'm glad the school is finally accommodating for other students with dietary restrictions.
If I walk into the cafeteria, and if I'm getting served the vegan chicken nuggets, we're going to be having some issues.
Don't be so dramatic, Caillou. You haven't even tried the food yet.
Do you really think the school is going to go out of its way to get the great best on the market healthy food? We're probably getting served the rejects from the richer schools in the area.
Just give it a chance, alright?
Fine, we'll see.
Hello Caillou, what would you like today?
Yes, can I get the pepperoni pizza with the GMOs and with extra gluten?
Caillou, we already threw out all the old pizza we had. We now only serve the gluten-free version.
I still have no clue what gluten is nor what GMOs are. They're flavor enhancers, right?
No, they are not. That's not even close.
So that means this pizza should taste just as good as the previous one, right?
Try it and find out.
Slow down there, Rosie. You must really like the new food.
Yeah, it's great. Try one of the vegan chicken nuggets. It tastes just like the real ones.
You lied, Rosie. That tastes nothing like a real chicken nugget. I mean, it doesn't taste terrible, but it doesn't taste like how chicken does.
Well, I like the taste of it. Way better than the old ones.
To each their own, I guess. What do you two think about these new changes, Leo and Sarah?
I mean, I've always packed my own lunches, you know? Never was a fan of the school lunches in general, so I just get food from home.
I mean, as long as they don't start ruining Chinese food here, I'm good. I've seen how terrible Chinese food can be when the school makes it. I heard one school in the area had orange chicken and rice, and apparently the rice was hard.
Well, if there's one thing I'm happy about, it's that I get a Dr. Pepper with my lunch every day.
You're so lucky, my dude. I'd kill to have one of those with my lunch.
No, dude. Is that a Dr. Pepper you have there?
Yeah, pretty awesome, right?
Would you be willing to sell it for $2? I'm dying for something delicious here.
You serious, my dude?
Totally. Here's the cash if you don't believe me.
Well, alright, sure. I'd be willing to take $2 for it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Dude, that was crazy. Can't believe someone here wanted the Dr. Pepper that badly.
The lengths people are willing to go to for sugar.
Hey, at least I'm $2 richer now. Meanwhile, after lunch.
You know, Leo, an idea just popped into my mind.
What might that be?
Did you notice how many people were eyeing your soda during the lunch period?
A lot. Especially that guy who bought it off of me.
I was thinking, we should get an entire case of soda and start selling them. Kids obviously are dying for sugar, you know?
Yeah, for sure. We could totally sell them during lunch. I didn't think this whole healthier school menu would give us an opportunity like this.
Nice. I'm going to bring in a case, and you can bring in a case.
Will do. The next day.
So you dudes now be selling sodas for other students?
Totally, dude.
Then I'll spread the word, but discreetly to ensure none of the teachers hear about this.
Appreciate it. Dude.
Dang. Thanks to that kid, we were able to completely sell out.
I know that was awesome.
Excuse me, why do you have empty cases of soda by your table?
Oh, they're just for our class art project. We're going to be decorating them to make them look like buildings.
Well, all right. Just wanted to make sure you boys weren't going to be drinking all those sodas.
Nah, soda is bad. At least that's what Captain Planet told me.
Good to hear.
Later that day.
That was a real close one, Leo. It has occurred to me that we might need to try to be more discreet when it comes to us selling those sodas.
Yeah, if we get caught we would be busted big time.
And I would probably get grounded for 7 octodecillion years, or whatever ridiculous number my dad comes up with.
We need to sell somewhere we wouldn't get caught.
How about the bathroom?
Dude, that's disgusting. Would you really buy a soda from a bathroom?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry, just trying to get some ideas out.
Maybe we could try somewhere like a broom closet. That's a little bit less disgusting, and somewhere people don't check.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I'll certainly say this was a lot better than the bathroom idea. Seems like the school actually keeps this place pretty tidy.
Yeah! This place would be a good place to sell.
What are you two kids doing in here? Was there a spill or something that needs to be cleaned up?
Well, you see.
No. You see, we wanted to sell some sodas in here for the other students.
Is that true?
Yes it is.
Ha ha ha, quite a clever idea, I must say. I'm surprised you're not selling pizza as well after the cafeteria changed that. I actually hate the new pizza they have.
That's a good idea. We should totally sell pizza along with the sodas.
Perhaps we can have a bit of an arrangement. In exchange for us using the broom closet to sell food, we would be willing to offer you one Pizza Hut pizza of your choice each day as payment to keep this a secret.
Make it a Papa John's pizza and you have a deal.
Awesome. We'll be done the next day.
You know, I'm so glad the cafeteria is having vegan and gluten-free options. I've always thought about going vegan myself.
Yeah, this is great.
Though, I've been noticing something weird.
What is it?
It seems like people have been starting to bring lunch from home. I've seen a bunch of kids with sodas and pizza.
Well, if they're going to be stubborn about this, then let them.
I don't know, Rosie. Some of these kids never bring lunch from home. Do you really think they would start now?
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know then. Something might be going on. Surely Captain Planet would have taken notice then. I'll go talk to him after lunch.
It's surprising he has been hanging around so much. Usually those speakers just leave as soon as their presentation is done.
Maybe he just wants this to be successful.
That could be the case. Oh yeah, and where's Caillou and Leo? They usually have lunch with us.
Caillou said something about playing some games on Leo's Nintendo Switch. So, I'm sure they're off having fun.
Oh, okay.
Captain Planet, there's something that I want to talk about with you.
Why, hello there, student. What seems to be the problem?
I've been noticing a lot of the kids in the cafeteria have been drinking sodas and have been eating a different pizza from the schools. I was wondering if you knew what was going on.
I've been noticing that myself. Though whenever I go to talk to the kids, they say they brought lunch from home. It seems like they don't want to tell me.
So what should we do then?
Well, I think I have a special assignment for you young Planeteer. Want you to go investigate this yourself and find where all these kids are getting the pizza and sodas.
It will be done, Captain Planet.
Man, Leo. We're completely selling out, and we're making some good money.
For sure. At this rate, we're probably going to put our own cafeteria out of business.
I just hope nobody catches us. Let's try to keep this up. I think the broom closet is still a good spot.
I agree. The next day.
Hey, I've been noticing you've been getting soda every day now. Mind telling me where you're getting it?
Caillou told me to.
What was that? Was my brother behind this?
No, he wasn't.
Yes or no? Is my brother behind all these sodas and pizzas being sold?
Yes.
Thank you. Geez, I didn't think I would have to do that.
Thank you so much for the pizza, Caillou. I swear after 3 days of vegan chicken nuggets I was waiting to get something good.
Anything for you, Sarah?
Well, I better get back to the cafeteria. I won't say a word to Rosie or anyone else.
Thank you.
Caillou, what is the meaning of this? I just heard from another student that you are here selling soda and pizza to all the other students.
Rosie, it's not what it looks like.
It is exactly what it looks like. The school is trying to get you guys to eat healthier foods, and you're trying to profit off the situation by selling junk food. Why don't you try to consider doing something good for your body and for the environment? That's what Captain Planet would say, I think.
I bet he set you up to do this, didn't he?
Yes. Of course he did.
Well, maybe consider this, Rosie. Some of us here want to enjoy our lunches and not be forced to eat fake chicken nuggets. Because God forbid we eat one slice of pizza that has gluten in it.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, Caillou, because some students don't have any other options or actually want to eat a certain way.
Doesn't mean the rest of us should be forced to eat the same way.
And the worst part about this is you're profiting over it.
So? There's a demand for something, and I'm supplying what people want.
Look, it's about time I do the right thing and report you to Captain Planet.
Rosie, before you do, I want you to consider something.
What is it?
We sold over 50 students pizza and sodas. If you report me and get me suspended or grounded or whatever, you're going to be knowingly taking away their happiness. Some kids have a really hard time in school or at home, and lunch can be one of their few breaks. I don't care about the money, frankly, and I'm willing to just give it back to people if it would make you happy. Rosie, just this once, could you please let this slide for all the kids who actually want this?
If you follow through with giving the kids back their money, I'll let this slide. Then I truly know what you say is true.
Thank you, Rosie.
The next day.
So, Rosie, did you find anything out?
I'm afraid not. I think word got around fast. I was trying to find out too.
Well, that's all right. Because I worked with the school to make a unique solution for this problem. It will be announced during the next assembly.
Good to hear.
Hello again, Plotagon High School. It's good to be speaking with all of you again. In a recent development, I am here to announce that there will be another change regarding the school lunches. Due to the recent expansion in our cafeteria to originally accommodate the healthy alternatives, we will now be selling both our old menu along with our new menu. Meaning we will be willing to offer both to you students. We always encourage you to pick the most healthy options in school. However, we understand that it can be a tough decision, so we're doing both. Not to mention we lost a ton of revenue in the past few days. So, with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, Plotagon High.
Well, so much for selling the pizza and soda.
Yeah, guess we should cut our losses and pay the students back.
Hey, crazy though, we had such a big impact that they ended up bringing back the old menu.
Yeah, I know. Special thanks to both Zinchi and Krista27 for the inspiration and for being the request contest winner for this video. There will be more viewer suggestion contests in the future. Be sure to subscribe to know when the next one happens.
So explain to me why I have to meet your parents again?
Look, Caillou, I was talking to my parents about you and they ended up saying that they wanted to meet you.
Oh, I see.
Now, Caillou, I do want to warn you that my parents don't exactly know about the stuff you do at school. I'm not saying you should lie to my parents about what you do, but try to put it in the best light possible.
So you mean stretch the truth?
Yeah, kinda like that. Alright, here it goes.
Here we go.
Ah, good to meet you. You must be Sarah's boyfriend, Caillou.
It's great to meet you. What can I call you?
You may call me Mr. Shang.
It's great to be here, Mr. Shang.
I'm so glad that my daughter has found someone that she likes. She says you both work well together on group projects.
Yeah, we recently got an A on our Roman history project.
She even said you came up with some funny jokes during the presentation too.
Oh yeah, I joked during the presentation that for a short time when they filled the Colosseum with water, it was basically the world's largest toilet bowl.
That jokes get me every time, like your hole-in-one joke, Caillou. Tell that one to my father.
Oh come on, don't make me tell it.
I haven't heard of that one. How does it go?
Whenever I go golfing, I always bring an extra pair of pants. Why? Just in case I get a hole-in-one.
How very clever.
Most people just roll their eyes when I tell the joke.
Well, I can certainly see why Sarah appreciates your sense of humor. Now then, dinner is ready for us in the kitchen.
Sweet. I can't wait to eat.
Sarah has said she has actually been wanting to get to know you for quite some time. Sarah, when did you say you first noticed Caillou?
Shoot, that would have to be the time when Caillou performed during the school talent show. I didn't really know him at the time, but I thought his performance was great.
Oh, and what did you perform exactly?
It was a bunch of jokes. Though, the crowd didn't think it was funny if I remember.
Well, at least me and Sarah find your jokes funny.
My dad didn't. I got so grounded that day.
Wait, excuse me?
Oh no.
Yeah, I wasn't even supposed to go on stage at the time either. I just wanted to have some fun.
You're saying you went on stage knowingly that you weren't supposed to be on and told jokes and got grounded?
Yeah, that's how it went.
Why are you acting like that it wasn't a big deal?
Because stuff like that happens all the time to me in the past.
Are you saying that this was a common occurrence for you to be grounded and to misbehave?
Well, yeah, but that was in the past.
I can't believe it. Sarah, I had no idea you liked such a big troublemaker. Why would you ever want to date a boy such as him?
Father, you don't understand.
Oh, I understand all too well. A boy like you will drag my daughter down and ruin her chances of getting into law school or medical school. I will not allow someone like you to ruin my daughter's chances of succeeding. You are hereby never allowed to see my daughter ever again.
Father, please. Don't do this to me.
We'll be having a serious talk about this afterwards, Sarah. As for you, Caillou, I want you to get out. You are no longer welcome in this house.
Why did I have to say that? I could have just left the story there where the audience didn't find my jokes very funny. I'm never going to see Sarah again. I can't believe I just embarrassed Sarah in front of her father like that. Now she's probably going to be getting so grounded just like how I did in the past. Sarah doesn't deserve that. She shouldn't be punished just for liking me. I bet she's thinking that she wished I never existed. Even at times like this, I kinda wish the same. So many people would be so much better off if I never existed. To whoever higher power is listening right now. Why? Am I here just to suffer?
I can tell you that's not the reason.
Whoa! Who the heck are you?
I'm Angel Trainee Flan. Good to meet you. If I recall, you talked about wanting to never exist.
Yeah, been really thinking about it today.
Well, I've been sent to grant that for you. However, according to my Angel Trainee Handbook, before I'm allowed to grant that, I must show you how everyone else's lives will be like without you. Do you agree to these terms?
Sounds fair to me. I'm ready to see how much better off everyone will be without me.
Our first stop will be at your house.
Ever notice in the suburbs all the houses look the same?
Yeah, that's how it is. Now, let's take a peek inside and see how your parents' and your sister's life is different. Remember, they could not see nor hear you, so don't try to communicate with them.
Got it.
Rosie. How dare you get your friend Dora in trouble? You were the one who cheated on the test. Not Dora. Because of that you are so grounded for 7, 5, 3, 8, 2, 8, 3, 1 years. Go to your room right now, you will never cheat again.
Why?
Huh. So without me, Rosie ends up being the troublemaker and not me.
That's not all. Without you, Rosie would have never made a call to Dr. Phil. It was that moment that started to put you on a different track, you know?
I guess you're right. So, even Dora isn't friends with Rosie here either.
Yep, Rosie is basically you from a few years ago.
What about my parents? How do they feel?
Let's go see.
Why did we ever agree to have a child? I knew we would have been completely ill-prepared for this.
I thought it was a good idea originally. I never thought we would have to plan for something like this, you know.
Boris, you hardly ever think.
Here we go again.
This would have all been so much simpler if we never had a kid.
Gee, Mom and Dad never used to fight like this.
Indeed, your parents argue like this all the time in the alternative timeline. You and Rosie had a balance even before the Dr. Phil meeting that helped their relationship.
Well, it does still sound like a them problem, you know?
It could be considered that. But, let's go visit some of your friends. At school, let's see how their lives have changed.
So what are you going to show me here in school?
Let's take a look to see who's in detention.
Have you completed your assignments, Dexter?
Yes, Miss Martin, they're done.
Good, because the kids for detention are about to arrive.
I'm here, Miss Martin.
Good, take a seat right beside Dexter.
What are you in for this time, Leo?
I was just trying to pull a fun prank on someone.
Huh. So Leo is the one who goes to detention now since I'm not here. But, why is Dexter here?
Without you, Dexter would have easily been caught hacking the main school system. He is now under constant watch by the school and is never allowed to touch computers.
That's not fair. He literally saved my life along with a few others during the space flight. He now works for SpaceX.
His talents are never realized because he got caught.
So if he never gets to go on the space flight, that means...
I'm afraid so, Caillou.
That's so awful. I can't imagine how big of a tragedy that ended up being.
It's only because of you that it was prevented in the long run.
I had no idea that I have this big of an impact.
We're not quite done yet. There are still 2 other people I want you to see.
All right. Where the heck are we?
We've actually gone a bit back into the past. Back to Gold City. You're about to see why.
This is such a tragedy. If only I was here sooner, I could have possibly stopped this. I won't let her get away with this. Tron Bon, I swear I will find you and stop you once and for all.
As you can see, without you, the destruction at Gold City during Tron Bon's attack would have been much worse. Venice doesn't even make it in time and many people are injured along with millions in property damage.
I still remember having to do community service to help the people here. There were so many lives I affected.
Venice even quits her job just to try to pursue Tron to no avail.
So ironically, because I'm not here, even more destruction was caused since I wasn't connected to any of the crimes that took place before it.
Indeed.
Alright, I think I'm ready for the last stop then.
Very well. This one, we're going a few years into the future.
Sarah, you're failing your law course again. How could this be happening?
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm trying my best. I'm just not getting the content.
All I hear is excuses. I honestly thought you were better than this, Sarah. You will never succeed with grades like this.
I'm sorry, Dad. I have to tell you, I never wanted to do any of this. I don't want to be a lawyer.
And you only tell me this after I paid for your college tuition? Too bad. I paid for it, so you're going to pass it. Whatever you like it or not.
Wow, so without me. Sarah never goes for her dream of being a motocross racer.
Sarah needs someone like you, Caillou, to push her to go for what she truly loves. Never doubt the power of love, Caillou. As an angel trainee, I've been taught that love and kindness can change everything.
I guess I never really thought about it before.
I hope you now finally see how things would be different without you, Caillou.
I truly understand that now. Thank you, Flan.
So, Caillou, want to go back to the park, or would you like for this to be the new reality?
I'm ready to go back.
Very well, Caillou. I will be watching you from afar. Just know that I'm supporting you from up above.
Thanks, Flan. Looks like I'm back here again. Seems like not much time has passed.
Thank goodness you're still here, Caillou. I wanted to find you.
What's the matter, Mr. Sheng?
I wanted to come to apologize greatly to you, Caillou. My daughter told me about everything you have been doing recently. I just wanted to say it takes a big man to not only recognize his past mistakes, but to also want to improve from them.
Whoa! Thank you!
She even told me about how you are the only one to actually question authority. You ask why things are the way they are, and that takes a whole lot of bravery to do. I can now truly understand why Sarah likes you and who you are now. Caillou, can you please forgive me? I will absolutely allow you to see my daughter again, and I'll make you two something special.
I really appreciate your apology, Mr. Sheng. It means a lot to me, and I'm glad Sarah was there to help you understand.
I'm glad too. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have been blinded by my own judgment.
The power of love always prevails.
Okay, class. Today you will be going into the science classroom for you to do an experiment. Get your stuff together and prepare to head on out.
Miss Martin, do we get to work with partners for this experiment? What are we doing?
I was going to wait until we got to the lab, but yes, we will be working in groups of 2.
Sweet. Another project I get to work with Sarah.
Hey, hope things go well for you, Caillou.
Thanks. You know, I always wondered why we have 2 science rooms. Why don't we ever use the second one?
Dude, you don't know.
Don't know what? Who are you?
I'm Danny. But, if I recall, it was said that years ago, there was a science experiment that went wrong. The student apparently caused a chemical fire and burned to death. Because of that, they never used that science room ever again.
What? Did nobody have water on them to put it out or something? That's dumb.
Caillou, chemical fires don't work like that.
Though you would think the school would have done something, or had some sort of safety measure.
It was the 1980s, I believe. You could do anything back then with no safety. They just gave you some goggles and said you were good to go.
So, now we just don't use that room then?
Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. I heard that the spirit of that student still haunts the room to this day.
Fascinating. You think there's a chance that we could see evidence of this ghost around the school?
Maybe. It would have to be at night, though. Ghosts only come out at night.
Sarah, you're not going to believe what I just heard. Have you ever wondered why we don't use the other science room?
Yeah, I guess I haven't really thought about it.
Well, you see, Danny just told me that someone actually died in that room and now haunts this school.
Really? That's interesting.
And you know what? I want to see this ghost for myself.
Well, you never know, Caillou. There could be a reason why this ghost still haunts this school. My mom was huge into those ghost hunting shows, and ghosts usually have a reason for sticking around. Maybe we could find a way to let their spirit rest.
Whoa! That would be amazing if we could do that. I'm all for that idea. We should ask Leo as well to be a part of our ghost hunting team and camp out at the school for the night.
I don't think there is anyone I'd rather do that with than you. We should totally record it.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Meanwhile at lunch.
Hey Leo, did you know there is a ghost in this school?
Wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah, so me and Sarah are going to be investigating it like one of those ghost shows. Would you be interested in coming along?
Dude, that would be awesome. If we actually got footage of a ghost, it could go viral.
Totally.
Are you kidding me? That's an awful idea. First of all, there's no such things as ghosts, and second of all, you're trespassing if you stay in school after hours.
Oh come on, Rosie. Live a little. I mean, wouldn't you want to be famous too for getting a ghost on camera?
I'd much rather not get into trouble. Do you? Besides, if all you get is a photo with some dust on it claiming it's a ghost, nobody is going to believe you.
Oh, we're going to get a lot more than that.
Definitely. The three of us will surely get something good. Meanwhile, at night.
Everyone here? Everyone ready?
Yep. Got my phone ready for communications and filming along with some snacks just in case.
Yeah, I'm ready too.
Let's catch some ghosts. Sarah, since it doesn't seem like we can get into the old science classroom, me and Leo are going to stay in the library, and you can go into the cafeteria. We'll use voice chat on our phones to communicate.
Sounds good, Caillou.
We're going to have to be quiet and careful.
I can hardly see anything, to be honest. How the heck are we supposed to find any ghosts when I can even see my hands?
Check this out. I got this infrared reader on my phone. Let me show you.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, from what I heard, if the infrared shows a human figure, then that's a ghost. After that, all we need to do is video record it and we got our ghost.
Should we try to communicate with it too?
If we can. I remember Sarah talking about maybe letting the ghost rest in peace. Don't know, we'll see what happens.
About an hour later. Yo, Sarah, any findings?
No paranormal activity yet. You.
Caillou's head is floating, but that's normal.
How much longer do you think we'll be out here? I got to get home eventually, you know.
Ghosts can take a long time to appear, right? Hopefully it won't be much longer.
Caillou. Just what are you doing?
Oh my god, a ghost.
I'm not a ghost, Caillou. It's just me, Rosie. Mom and Dad are worried about you at home, and they're asking for me to come get you back before you get in trouble.
Oh come on. We're on the cusp of finding a ghost. Trust me.
Caillou, there are no ghosts. I keep telling you that. Besides, if you don't, you're going to be getting so grounded, and I know how much the audience wants to see another episode where you get grounded.
Actually, the audience was pretty happy during the last episode when you got grounded, but that's besides the point.
Look, Leo and Sarah's parents probably want them to be gone too, you know?
Yeah, Caillou, I don't know. Maybe we should go back home. Let's just call it a night. We can try this again some other time.
Well, alright. I guess if it means not being grounded, I'm willing to go back home with you, Rosie. Though I'll definitely find a ghost here one day.
The things I do for Caillou sometimes. What the heck? Who? Who are you?
Ah, geez. I wasn't expecting someone to see me.
I gotta get the police. Someone help me.
Geez, what's with Rosie? She just ran down the hall faster than you can say.
Ah, geez. Not another person.
Whoa! Are you the ghost of the person who died in the old science lab?
Yeah, that's me.
We and my friends were doing a ghost hunt. I can't believe we actually saw you. Sorry about my sister Rosie. She kept saying there are no ghosts, and here you are.
Yep. I'm definitely a ghost.
So tell me your name. What are you doing still wandering the halls? If I were you, I would get out of this school in an instant.
Name's Danny. I'm a phantom that actually protects this school from evil spirits. You see, some spirits have dark intentions, and it's my job to ensure that none of them affect people in their daily life.
That is so awesome. Can I please get a picture of you or a short video of you doing something?
Unfortunately not. I don't want other spirits to know what I do here.
Alright, I can respect that.
You better go check on your sister. I'm sure if you explain everything, she'll calm right now.
Thanks, Danny. And good meeting you.
Denise, drop the Krispy Kremes. I have a crime to report.
I don't usually eat donuts this late at night, but whatever. What's the matter?
Okay, so long story short, my brother went ghost hunting at our school and we found an actual ghost.
Uh-huh. A ghost.
Yeah, and I ran screaming. I just hope Caillou is okay.
Alright, I'll go with you, just make sure your brother is alright.
Hey, you okay, Rosie? Hey, Denise.
Hey, Caillou. Looks to me like you two were just playing a game, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Caillou, were you talking to a ghost?
Yeah, I did. And truth be told, he was pretty chill.
Well, I don't suppose there is anything I need to do then here. You two better get home now before it's past your curfew.
Sorry about bothering you, Denise.
It's fine.
The next day at school.
Dude, I so can't believe I got to talk to a ghost last night.
Can't believe it either, my dude.
I can't wait to tell Danny about it. Who would have thought him and the ghost would have shared the same name?
Wait, who?
There's a kid named Danny that's in our class.
Caillou? There is no Danny in our class. You sure that's who you talked to?
I thought so, but it all makes sense now.
What does?
Oh, nothing. Let's get to Miss Martin's class before we're late. Hey, Jimmy. Great to see you again.
Same to you, Caillou.
So, you said there was another machine you want me to help test?
Yes, a while ago, I developed a machine that allows people to go inside of their favorite video games.
Wait, seriously? That sounds like an absolutely incredible machine. Are we testing that?
Not exactly. I recently made adjustments so that it can also be compatible with mobile phone games as well. I would like for you to help me test this feature.
Sure thing. I'd love to help. Though, do you think it would work with the ads for the mobile games?
Maybe. I haven't really tested it with mobile phone ads.
I've always wanted to play games that are shown in the mobile ads. Can we please test that?
Well, alright. I'll get some ads loaded up, and I'll see if what happens when you go into them. Just step into the machine, and it will teleport you right in.
Awesome!
Alright. All systems are go. Good luck, Caillou.
I'm ready for my makeover.
Huh? I must be in one of those project makeover ads.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. I know the perfect look to try on you. Let's get rid of all that hair first.
What the? Why did you take off all my hair?
Being bald is really in, you know? So now that I think about it, you could use something on the head. Try this hat.
Huh? That doesn't look good on me at all.
You will look good when I'm done. Let's get you into something more colorful.
I look terrible.
Look, if you're too stupid to appreciate my fashion sense, that's your fault, not mine. Besides, it's the beauty on the inside that matters. And frankly, you could definitely use some work in that department.
I came for a makeover, not to be lectured on inner beauty. That's it, I'm out.
Everyone's a critic. I try to make them look good, and they reject me in my work.
Looks like everything is working well. And frankly, Caillou, I never really cared a ton about my appearance, since I have machines at home that help me with that. Anyways, time for the next ad.
Listen to me, kid. You gotta help me. I need you to pull the correct pin so I can get out of here. There are hungry human-eating sharks out there.
Wait, are you Austin from Home Escapes?
Yeah, my name is Austin at least.
You have absolutely no idea how much I wanted to do that to you after watching all those frustrating ads.
Quit messing around and help me already.
Oh, I'll help you all right. I'll pull the first pin.
Okay, so far so good. Oh no. Nice sharks.
Haha, always wanted to do that too.
You know, Caillou, I never knew you had such a sadistic sense of humor.
Oh, trust me, I just really didn't like that guy.
I'm beginning to see why you wanted to go into these mobile ads. Well, anyways, on to the next one.
Hello, can I please get a burger and fries?
I must be in one of those cooking game ads.
What?
Oh, nothing. No, I don't want to give you a burger and fries.
Excuse me?
Yeah, no, I'm not serving you. Get your own food.
I have never had a cashier literally refuse service to me. That's it. I'm out.
Can I have 3 milkshakes, please?
3? Do you really need that many milkshakes?
They're for my family.
You're getting one. Because I know if I give you 3 you're going to drink all of them.
Why, I'd never. Forget it. I'll go somewhere else.
Hello, I would like a burger and a cola.
Coming right up. Though it may take a minute or 2 to cook.
That's fine.
These burgers we burnt crispy. Here's your order.
What's that? This burger is just a black piece of char.
Yeah, here at Caillou's Burgers we believe in cooking our burgers well done.
I literally cannot eat this.
Oh come on, it's not that hard. I'm surprised your mom never taught you how to eat your food when you were a baby. Watch. Okay, even I'm regretting that. That tasted pretty awful.
Well, serves you right for insulting me like that. I'm going to Burger King. Even if they forget my orders half the time, at least they don't cook their burgers like that.
That's fair.
You know, Caillou, I worked at a fast food place for a time. It wasn't that great. Got yelled at for calling salt sodium chloride. Anyways, next I suppose?
My boy, help me. I'm tied to this stake and I'm going to be burned.
If you knew what happened to the last guy who asked for help from me, you probably wouldn't want me to help. How did you even get into this situation?
There's no time. Quickly. Match the blocks to power the water cannon to reach the flames.
On second thought, I'm going to take your crown.
Worthy? What? What do you think you're doing?
The crown looks pretty good on me, doesn't it? I'm going in your castle now.
Wait. You're intentionally going to let me burn to death, aren't you?
Maybe.
Hey, get back here. Oh no.
Guess what? I'm the king now. Bow down to me.
Well, that's one way to dispose of a monarch. A bit sadistic again. I'm a bit afraid to send you in another ad like that. Well, here's the next one.
Oh my god, I'm so happy to be with you.
Oh no, what kind of ad did I find myself in? This is one of those dating games, isn't it?
Are you okay?
I am so not doing this. I already have a girlfriend.
What are you saying? Does this mean you are cheating on me?
I don't even want to date you. You're ugly anyways.
Why would you say that about me? I'm leaving.
What are you doing here with another girl? Are you cheating on me?
Oh come on, Jimmy. Can you get me out of here? I think I had enough of this ad already.
Who is this, Jimmy? Where you gay this whole time?
Jimmy, please get me out of here.
Haha, sure thing, Caillou. I was having a bit of fun watching you on this one. Next lap for you.
Hey there guys, do you want to make money from home quickly and easily? Well, all you have to do is download and play Cash Coin Pushers. Just download the app and we'll give you $100. We've already given out $6 million last week. Download now and you'll be swimming in money.
Let's do some math here, shall we?
Oh no. Anything but meth. What are you doing?
You claim you have given out $6 million last week, right?
Yeah, we have.
And there are about 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
So if we multiply 6 million by 52 weeks, you're saying you have given out $312 million this year. And that's pretty much impossible considering even some of the highest grossing games don't hit that. And those games have in-app purchases too.
What are you saying?
You're a scammer and this app is a complete lie.
Get out of here, kid. Who even let this person on?
Heh, nice way of disproving those games, Caillou. Major respect for that. Alright, I have one last advertisement here to load up. Let's see what happens.
Hey kid, give me your money if you value your life.
Why?
Oh, you're definitely going to get it. Oh man, it's the boss. I better get out of here.
Hey kid, how would you like to join the mafia? You will have everything.
Yeah, totally.
Very well. Here you go.
That's how Mafia works, my friends. You all better show me respect because I'm blasting off like Team Rocket.
Alright, I think that's enough. Let's get you back here right now, Caillou. Well, good to see everything went well, Caillou. I greatly appreciate your efforts in my experiment.
No problem, Jimmy. It was a ton of fun.
So let's wrap this up and get you back home.
Dude, let's do more. I want to go into an actual game this time.
Sure, Caillou. What game did you have in mind?
Dynasty Warriors 5. There's even a mode in the game where you create a character and go under an officer of your choice.
Sounds nice, Caillou. Let's do that then. I'll get the machine set up for you.
Thank you all for watching this video. If you're watching to this point, there will be a Dynasty Warriors 5 Destiny mode live stream tomorrow, Sunday 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will also be giving away a golden ticket for Plotagon. I want it to be a surprise for the stream, so don't say anything about it in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and to turn on notifications so you don't forget about the stream.
Thanks for all the work, Caillou. I greatly appreciate your help promoting the store.
You know, I'm even starting to get attached to that dinosaur costume.
Anyways, here's your usual $50 as agreed. By the way though, I've been paying you under the table so far, but you've been making enough that I need to file a W-2 for you. So you might have to look into filing out your taxes.
Really? Come on, I'm not making that much, am I?
Not really, but the government needs their fair share of their money, if you know what I mean.
What will happen if I don't do it?
Oh, trust me, you don't want to go there. You'll then be dealing with the IRS, and it's going to be downhill from there.
You really think they're going to care?
Maybe. I don't know. You be careful, alright, Caillou?
I hear ya.
Meanwhile,
Last night, I got my taxes done. It wasn't too bad, fortunately. I'm even getting some money back.
I didn't do them.
Caillou, you really ought to get them done. Today is the last day to file.
I didn't even make them much. So, who cares?
The IRS cares. You need to make sure you're paying your taxes.
I made like what? $1,000 by the end of the year. They're not going to waste their time.
Well, if that's how you're going to be, then I'm not going to help you when you run into trouble.
I'm not going to need it anyways.
Hey Caillou, how are you doing today?
Doing fine. Bunch of people have been telling me I need to pay taxes though. Do you have to pay them, Leo?
Nah, I don't have to worry about that.
I don't even know how to do them.
I know there's a personal finance class, and apparently they actually teach you how to do them there.
Really? Might have to take that next year.
So what are you going to do?
Nothing. It's probably not even worth the IRS's time to go after me.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The next day.
Time to head for school.
Hope you have a good day at school, Caillou.
Thanks, Dad.
So you're the kid who thinks he can outsmart the IRS.
Who the heck are you?
Considering you haven't peed your pants yet. It's obvious you have no clue who I am. Let's just say when people don't pay their taxes, they ask people like me to come and make sure they pay.
You got to be kidding me. The IRS sends someone here all because I didn't pay taxes. So, what are you going to do?
I'm going to be doing everything in my power to make you pay. You got 3 days to pay your taxes, or else things are going to get dirty.
Screw you and the IRS. I ain't paying any taxes. That was my hard-earned money.
Figured it was going to be that way. Let's see how you feel 3 days later.
This has to be some sort of joke. Surely there are more valuable things that woman could be doing than worrying about me paying taxes.
Actually, I'm not the one who decides who our clients are. It just so happens I was assigned you.
What the? So what? You're just going to stalk me now?
Until you pay your taxes.
We'll see what happens when I get to school and you can't follow me anymore.
Oh, I have my methods of making things tough.
Meanwhile at school.
Caillou, you okay? You seem to be really paranoid for some reason.
Oh, it's nothing.
If it was nothing, then you would be cracking jokes like normal. Come on, what's wrong?
This morning, when I was going outside for school, there was a woman who worked for the IRS that came. She said she's going to do everything in her power to make me pay taxes.
Wait, what? Really? Ha 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 ha. The IRS actually sent someone to make you pay taxes. Wow, that's a new one.
I'm just worried what she's going to do.
Sounds like someone should have paid their taxes.
I just didn't think they would have made such a big deal about it.
So why don't you just pay her and be done with it?
She's probably going to make me pay an insane amount, and I really don't have a ton of money right now.
Sounds like a tough situation. I would help, but that's more of your problem.
I know. I'll figure out something, I'm sure.
Alright, Caillou, just put your lunch number in. This is Wid. I'm seeing a zero balance for your lunch account. Afraid there is not much I can do. Sorry, Caillou, no spaghetti for you.
What the? Who could have? Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Don't worry, you can still get the brown bag lunches.
I don't like the brown bag lunches. Thanks though, at least I'm not going hungry. Okay, seriously. This is getting really annoying. Can you stop?
Oh, that's only the beginning. I won't stop until I get every penny owed.
I'm not paying a penny. Let me tell you that.
I'll have to keep this up then.
The next day. So you're saying this lady has been stalking you since yesterday and she's trying to make you pay your taxes?
Yeah, the methods of trying to make me pay are starting to freak me out. Look over there, she's following me.
What is she doing?
I don't know. She's probably trying to put more pressure on.
Dude, that has to be illegal somewhere. Call Denise. Maybe she can get her to stop.
I hope so. Certainly worth a try. Is that woman still out there? I need to call Denise just like Leo said.
Hey Caillou, is there something you need?
Look Denise, I'll be honest. I didn't pay my taxes, and now there's this lady from the IRS who is stalking me and following me everywhere I go.
Afraid there isn't anything I can do then, Caillou. While I agree their methods are a bit harsh, I can't do much in the means of stopping them. Once you don't pay your taxes, you're in the IRS's hands now. Even some of the greatest villains don't mess with them.
Oh boy.
Sorry Caillou, wish I could do something.
The next day.
So, last day, huh? Trying to get your money in order, I hope? Because if you think you're getting out of paying taxes, you're wrong. After today, we're escalating this matter, and it will then be outside my control, and there won't be any second chances.
This is so freaking ridiculous.
The IRS just wants to be friends. But you didn't seem to want to pay your taxes. Bet you don't even know how much you owe in the first place.
I don't, but I don't even want to know because I know it's way too much.
If you say so. Guess I'll see you tomorrow then.
So wait, you're not going to follow me this time?
Gotta get the paperwork done. Just have to make sure things are ready when I hand you off.
That night.
I really ought to get some rest. Considering I wasn't sleeping well knowing she was out there. Surely this must all be for show, and she doesn't mean anything of what she says. Guess I'll know tomorrow. What the? Where the heck am I?
Good, you're awake. The boys seem to have taken you right where I wanted you. You're in IRS jail, and now it's time for you to pay up.
Oh no. What are you going to do?
That's the fun part. It's a secret. Trust me, I'm going to enjoy this.
Aw man, I need to get out of here. Wait, is that Joe Biden outside the door? Clearly he must be here to pardon me. Surely no president would let me stay here. Hey Joe. You going to get me out of here or what?
Sorry Caillou. It's tax time.
Wait, no. Don't leave me here. The walls are closing in. No! No! Someone. Anyone. Help. What an awful nightmare. I guess I should really just bite the bullet on this one and pay up. I hope I got enough. Alright, I give up. How much do I have to pay?
Looks like you have had a sudden change of heart. Glad to see that. Makes things much easier for me. You don't owe any federal taxes, but you owe $56 in state taxes. That's what's current due according to our files.
Wait. You're meaning to tell me that all of this was for $56? All the careful planning to take out my lunch money? The stalking? The nightmare you gave me last night. All of that was over $56?
Hey, I get paid to do my job. Not my fault my boss makes me do this sort of thing.
You should really consider a career change. Here's the money.
Well, Mr. Caillou Anderson, our business here is done. Have a nice day.
Yeah, it'll be real nice now you're gone. What were you even going to do if I didn't pay today?
Oh, I was just going to tell your parents. Usually does the trick when it comes to kids your age.
Frankly, you should have done that and I probably would have been grounded or whatever.
You make sure you pay every year now, you hear?
Of course. I'm here, Jimmy. What is it you wanted to talk about?
I wanted to let you know I was doing some research into alternative dimensions. And I was wondering if you would be interested going into one.
Of course. Dang, Jimmy, all these experiments you have been doing are awesome. These were way more fun than what Dexter did.
Glad you think so, and thanks for helping out with them.
No problem, I'm ready to go.
Before you go, I should tell you that in this one you'll be a senior in high school. Apparently from my findings, People in this universe tend to overreact about everything, so be careful, alright?
I'll try.
Alright. Go onto the machine and I'll send you there. Looks like you should be there now, Caillou.
Cool. So what should I do now?
Just go to class, I guess. I'll monitor everything. I'll make sure you get back here eventually.
Sounds good. Aw man, I'm late for class.
Caillou. You are late again. This must be the 90th time this year. What's your excuse this time?
Sorry, Miss Martin. You see, I just arrived here from another dimension.
Well, that's certainly a new one. You honestly expect me to believe that?
Not really, but that's actually what happened.
I've had enough of this behavior. Go to the principal's office right this second.
Sure thing. I'll be sure to tell the principal you said hi.
So Caillou, why are you here?
Do you want the truth? Because sometimes reality sounds more ridiculous than fiction.
Excuse me? Yes, I want the truth. What has seriously gotten into your behavior? Miss Martin was definitely correct in sending you here.
Long story short, I came here from a different dimension to investigate this one, and I ended up arriving to Miss Martin's class late because of it. Miss Martin claims this is my 90th time late or something like that, then told me to come here. Oh yeah, and she says hi.
First of all, Caillou, you're horrible at coming up with excuses. Dimensional travel? You can't be serious. Second, considering all of your tardies that you have accumulated this year, I have no choice but to hold you back to 11th grade. You will be going back to your junior year.
Darn, that sucks. I was hoping I was the guy who is always late but does a good job in class, so he gets away with it.
Seriously, Caillou, knock it off. I have absolutely no idea what has gotten into you, but you need to correct that behavior immediately.
Alright, class. Thank you all for coming to chemistry. Today we have test in balancing chemical equations. So please, don't have anything out so we can get started.
Aw geez. I'm in freshman year in my own universe. I don't know any of this junk.
Caillou. No talking. Unless you want me to automatically fail you and be held back to 10th grade.
Do you really have the authority to hold me back for that? The zero on the paper I understand, but, come on. Don't be ridiculous. Only Principal Green can do that.
How dare you question my authority in my classroom? I'll have you know I am absolutely allowed to do that. It's in your student handbook. Maybe if you actually read it you would know.
Yeah, I highly doubt anyone reads that.
You're going back to 10th grade as of now. Get out of my classroom. I will not tolerate such behavior.
So teachers are allowed to hold students back. Good to know. I'll definitely report it to Jimmy if he didn't already notice.
Hello everyone and welcome to your 10th grade home economics class. Today we are going to be doing some cooking. You have access to all the ingredients in the kitchen and have to make something for class. I will then grade your work. If it's good you'll skip 10th grade and go to 11th grade, otherwise if it's bad then you'll go back to 9th grade. Any questions?
Yeah, I got 2 questions.
What are your questions, Caillou?
Okay, first question. This is an elective class. How are you allowed to do that? I'm surprised we still have a 10th grade if all it takes is to make good food to go to 11th. Second, you haven't even taught us anything. How are we supposed to make something good if we don't know what we're doing?
Caillou, that is just how things are done around here. If you don't like it you can take your 0 and leave. You should know what you are doing. I don't need to teach you.
Geez, okay, I'm sorry. Don't take it personally.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy seeing what you make, Caillou.
I really don't have a clue what I'm even doing. I did learn how to make barbecue chicken a while ago. Guess I could try that again. Oh wait, when I made it I undercooked it and got yelled at. Guess I'll make sure it gets well done. Alright, it should be done now.
Bring it here so I can give you your grade. This chicken is overcooked and dry. Caillou, I simply cannot give you a passing grade for this, which means you're going back to 9th grade.
Can't say I didn't try.
Okay class, because I don't feel like teaching today, we're going to be watching a movie instead. We're going to be watching Final Destination, my favorite movie.
Teacher, is that movie even appropriate to show us? I'm pretty sure that's an R-rated movie.
Shut it, it's my favorite movie and we're going to watch it.
Don't you have to give us permission forms or something, so that our parents can give us the okay for us to watch it? Also, no offense but, I'm not a huge fan of those movies.
Caillou, how dare you not like the movie I like? That's it, you're going back to 8th grade, which means you're going back to middle school.
Oh come on. It's not my fault you don't want to go through the appropriate procedures to show a movie in class. Not to mention, this seems very biased on your part. We all have different preferences, you know?
Get out of my class and go to middle school now before I have a heart attack for this defiant nature.
I guess that means I'm going back to middle school now. You would think all these grown adults would have a firm control over their emotions, but apparently not. Jimmy was absolutely correct. They overreact over the littlest of things. Well, at least it's lunchtime. Surely the teachers won't find anything to yell at me for right here. Let me see if I can throw this wrapper into the trash can from here. Darn it, I missed.
Hey you kid. You threw that wrapper right on the ground.
It was an accident. I was just trying to throw it in the trash can over there.
That doesn't make a difference. You're a litter bug. And litter bugs like you are to be punished severely. That's it, you're going back to 7th grade.
Oh come on. You're literally a janitor. I'm pretty sure you don't hold enough weight in this school to be allowed to hold students back like that. Unless there's some mystical rule in that handbook nobody reads. You probably hold less weight than the bus driver.
Oh, just for insulting me like that. You're going back to 6th grade.
Dude, chill out for a second. You're definitely going on a power trip.
You want me to hold you back 3 years? Because we can go there.
No, it's fine. I'll stop.
Good, now get out of here. Lunch is over for you.
Hey, you're Caillou, right?
Yep, that's me. Who are you?
Name's Bill, though my friends call me Little Bill. I heard about what's been going on with you. You got held back from senior year all the way back to 6th grade.
Yeah, I know. All of these teachers get so offended if you even ask a basic question.
Tell me about it. I absolutely hate how they do school. Makes me not want to go.
So, how have things been going for you?
It's been a weird week for me. I started off in the 8th grade, and then went back to the 4th grade after asking some questions about things, and now I'm here after doing well on a few tests.
Sounds like an awful time.
At least you didn't have a behavior card day.
Those are absolutely terrible. I've heard all about them. The teachers send kids away for years and punish people with ridiculous amounts of detention.
Caillou, what do you think you're doing?
I'm just talking to Little Bill here, that's all.
Caillou, how dare you talk to Little Bill while class is in session? He is a troublemaker. Little Bill, you have detention, and Caillou, you're going back to the 5th grade, which means you're going back to elementary school.
Whoa, hang on there. Why does Little Bill only get detention and I get held back? That isn't fair. You were the one late to class, so, if anything, you should be the one who gets punished, teacher. Also, Little Bill is actually pretty chill. He's a good man.
Hey, thanks, Caillou.
Shut up and respect my authority. What I say goes, and if I say go back to 5th grade, then it means go back to 5th grade. It doesn't matter what punishment I give to others, that is not your concern. Now get out of my class before I have to force you out.
I'm beginning to see how this works. Guess I may as well push it all the way then. Because you know what they say, if I can't be the best, I sure as hell can be the worst.
All right, today we are going to be doing the mile run. I'm sure you all know the rules. Whoever finishes first gets to go to 6th grade, while whoever is last goes back to 4th grade.
Ah yes, because your physical ability is worth more than your academic abilities. Glad we're getting that lesson now than later.
Caillou, cut the attitude and get yourself ready.
I certainly will. You know, even if I was trying this time, I probably wouldn't even do well. Of course I do care anymore. I'm just here for the ride at this point.
Meanwhile, after Caillou walks the entire mile run.
So what's my time?
You had by far the slowest time out of the entire class. You took 19 minutes to do the mile. Were you intentionally going slow?
Not going to lie, I was.
That does it, Caillou. You're going back to 4th grade. With a performance like that, I simply cannot allow you to stay here.
You should really take a chill pill, coach. I heard they have some really good pricing for them on Amazon.
If the school allowed me to, I would slap you into 4th grade for saying that. But, unfortunately, that was removed for the rules last year. Get over there before I have to call the principal.
Hey, sorry. I'll send you a link when class is over.
All right, class. Today we are going to be going to the computer lab, so I want to remind you all not to go on any non-school approved sites and not to click on any advertisements. Today we'll be doing a worksheet on the American colonies and doing online research.
This is going to be fun.
Keep that enthusiasm, Caillou, and you might just find yourself in 5th grade.
Now, just what should I put on this computer? Bonzi buddy? Nah, did that before. I know. Protogent. Certainly haven't used the one before, and we haven't had a Vine sauce reference this video, so that should do well. Darn, the school blocked the download. And from the alarm, I'm sure it means I'm going back to 3rd grade.
Caillou. Just what in the world are you doing? You were not going on the approved sites. That's it.
I know. Going back to 3rd grade. Can we move this along?
Get there now before I have to call security.
All right, class. Today I want you all to pick out a book and for you to read it. It must be in your grade level of reading. Oh yeah, and for you, Caillou, you can pick whatever you want as long as it's something you can read.
You got it. Time to bring out the Playboy magazine. This was actually the one I gave to Rosie all those years ago, back when I got her in trouble.
Whoa, she be looking fine.
Excuse me?
I mean, Caillou. How dare you look at an inappropriate magazine like that? That's it. You're going back to 2nd grade. I'll be confiscating that magazine. To, make sure nobody else sees what's inside of it.
Dude, you can be honest with me. I was originally a 12th grader. I understand.
Sorry, rules are rules. I have to send you back.
All right, class. Today, we shall be going over adding and subtracting large numbers over 100.
I'm about ready for a nap. It's been a long day. Granted, half of it was me doing it intentionally, but it's hard coming up with ways to get in trouble, you know?
Pay attention, Caillou. Because if you want even a hope of getting out of 2nd grade, you better focus. Now then, allow me to demonstrate how to add the two numbers 271 and 618 together. You first put the 217 over 618 and Caillou. Wake up.
Whoa, morning already?
Caillou. You are not allowed to sleep in this class. That's it. Just go back to first grade already.
Sure thing, teacher. I know what to expect at this point. This has to be the second time I've seen this classroom. Guess this is all Glory Grant is to offer.
Caillou, please focus. You might be the only one here, but that doesn't mean the rules are any different for you.
Why can't they be different though? Because frankly, if there's one thing I learned throughout this entire experience, it's that the rules should absolutely change and give you teachers less power over people, because most of you are either on a power trip, abusing the rules, or overreact to the littlest of things.
How dare you question the rules, Caillou?
And there you go again. See what I'm saying? All of you act like I can't even question anything. It's ridiculous. Don't worry, I'll just single myself out and go back to kindergarten or whatever.
Today, we're going to be learning to sing a new song.
Oh no, where did I end up at? I was in kindergarten for the longest time, and I don't remember it being like this.
Is there something wrong, Caillou?
I'm begging you, just bring me back to preschool already so I can get this over with. Look, you need a reason? I'll throw stuff in the floor or something.
Don't you dare, Caillou.
Alright, that should do it. All the colored pencils are now on the floor.
Caillou, how dare you throw stuff on the floor? That's it, you're going back to preschool.
So, you're the 12th grade kid who somehow managed to find his way back to preschool. I gotta say I'm almost impressed.
Just send me home at this point. The school day is nearly over.
I just want to know why you found yourself here.
Half of it was me questioning people, and the other half was me doing some frankly pretty minor things that got me in trouble.
Sounds like you have had a long day.
You can certainly say that.
Well, school is going to be over in a few minutes. You can go ahead and leave. Tomorrow I'll see about getting you back in 12th grade. I never liked any of the other teachers anyways.
So wait, you're not going to overreact or yell at me?
No reason to.
Well hey, thanks.
Caillou. How dare you get sent all the way back to preschool? That's it, you're so grounded for 7, 6, 4, 2, 8, 0, 5, 4, 9, 3, 8, 5, 7 years. Go to your room now, you need to get back to 12th grade as soon as you can.
Why? Okay Jimmy, bring me back now.
What the? Just what do you think you're doing?
Good to see you're back, Caillou. I saw everything and I have collected much needed data about the dimension while you were there. Thank you.
Not going to lie, I actually almost started to have fun while I was in there. Happy to help. Just let me know if you have any other experiments you want me to assist in.
Sure thing, Caillou.
Where's Miss Martin? She's usually here by now.
Maybe she is running late? Happens every now and again.
Hey everyone, today I'm your substitute teacher.
Whoa! Seriously, Zane? I didn't know you were qualified to be a teacher.
Actually, I'm not, but I have control of this universe, so just about anything goes.
So what are we going to be doing today then? Why did you want to be a substitute teacher?
Today, we're going to be doing something that I've wanted to do for at least a few years now. We're going to be doing a behavior card day.
Oh, for the love of... Zane, no. Just no. You said how much you hate these types of videos and now you're doing one? Let me guess? Rosie gets 10 million years off of school. Calling it right now.
You know, Caillou, I would absolutely have the same reaction if I were in your shoes. But don't worry, this is going to be different from any behavior card day before, let me assure you. First of all, there will be no time off of school. That's literally illegal.
Why is it illegal?
Ever heard of a truancy officer? Their job is to make sure kids go to school. Schools won't let you skip like that. No. Instead, I'm going to be giving out more physical prizes and experiences for you all to enjoy. And be forewarned, not all colors mean what you might think it means. So let's first start out with Caillou. Come on down.
Why am I first to go up, Zane?
I'm going by alphabetical order. Not my fault your last name starts with an A. Anyways, here's your card.
Oh no, the black card. What does that mean?
You'll soon see. Goodbye, Caillou.
What the? Where the heck am I? What's going on?
You're in dead meat, Caillou.
What? I knew this was just an excuse for you to punish me again. How could you? I actually thought you were starting to like me, Zane.
Things are certainly not what they seem. Let's just say you better get a move on before it's too late.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll soon find out. Get moving already.
Zane is certainly not giving any clues. In fact, this is probably the worst version of dead meat I've ever seen. This is worse than the time I was chased by a skeleton when I was on the trip with Dora. What's that sound? I need to get out of here right now. I need to find somewhere safe. Why in the world did Zane send me here? Someone is coming. I need to run. Oh gosh, there's nothing but forest for miles. No signs of civilization. I'm stuck here, aren't I? You know what? I'd take anyone else's behavior card day over this. I mean, at least in other people's context, dead meat isn't literal. I better run. Some more. I hope I'm going to be safe here. I hope whatever was making that noise isn't going to find me here. Never would I have thought things were going to go down like this. I just wonder what's going on with everyone else. Surely Zane wouldn't subject everyone to something like this. He's not a complete psycho. Or maybe he is, I don't know. Oh my god. You're going to kill me and turn me into meat, aren't you? Well, if you think I'm going down without a fight, you're wrong. When will this nightmare end? I can't stay in one place for too long. I have to get moving. Whoa! Check this place out. It's like a huge treehouse or something. I wonder if I can find something here to defend myself with. Or maybe more clues who the guy in the mask is. Or even where the heck Zane is. Wait, Rosie. What are you doing here?
I should be asking you the same thing. But I'll answer first since you asked. In short, I got the rainbow card, and Zane sent me here and told me to sit tight until someone comes for me. So, I'm assuming that's you?
Actually, I got the black card, as you might remember. Zane says that means I got dead meat. And now there's this guy in the mask trying to get me.
So wait, does that mean we both got dead meat somehow?
Maybe? I don't know. Zane hadn't exactly been clear on what's going on. Did he tell you anything else?
He did say that there will be a surprise for me after the person comes and gets me and to head towards the fire.
I'll remember that. Anything here we can defend ourselves with? I'd hate to leave here and get ambushed with no way out.
Unless you want to arm yourself with knowledge, it doesn't seem like you got many options here besides the books.
I'll grab one. Better than nothing, I suppose.
Wow, what a place this is.
So wait, you haven't even stepped outside since you were there?
Well, Zane did say sit tight, so I was just following what he said.
I'll tell ya, I haven't seen any signs of civilization besides this insane tree house.
Really? Wait, Caillou. Look, there's smoke coming from over there. That might be where the fire is.
Oh, sweet. Things might be looking good after all.
What's that noise?
Oh no! That's the masked guy who was following me earlier. We have to get out of here now.
Keep going, Caillou. We're almost where the smoke is coming from.
Is it just me or am I smelling barbecue meat?
Focus, Caillou. Come on.
Well now, glad to see you've made it, Caillou.
Okay, Zane, you have a world of explaining to do here. You were trying to kill me, weren't you?
Actually, I wasn't. Come on, sit down on one of the logs with me. Oh hey, Rosie. Glad Caillou didn't abandon you.
Okay, Zane, first things first. What's going on? What was with the guy in the mask? And why do you have a bunch of meat with you? And why did you make it seem like you were going to kill me?
The truth is that my definition of dead meat is actually something very different. I'm actually going to be cooking you guys some dead barbecue meat here tonight. The guy in the mask was more someone to help find your way here. He might seem threatening, but that was only to make sure you two got here one way or another. So don't worry, I have no intentions of hurting any of you guys. Besides, YouTube would demonetize me if I did.
So wait, what was the point of having the both of us go through all of that?
Okay, I'll admit, I read the story The Most Dangerous Game and got inspired to do this. Have you read it before? I had the story in the room you were in, Rosie. But hey, it was fun, right?
I was fearing for my life half the time.
And you made me wait in the room for quiet some time.
Okay, so the execution could have used some work. I got it.
So, who was the guy in the mask then?
Yeah, you can come out now and take off the mask.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Whoa! It's Solid Snake. From the hit game series Metal Gear Solid. Though you look a bit different than I was expecting.
Transitioning to a different universe is always tough. Been to a few myself.
Well, the barbecue meat is done. Hope all of you guys enjoy it. Snake will be eating with us.
Looks pretty tasty.
Thanks for the meat, but please don't do this again.
I'll try to have some better execution next time.
Special thanks to Boulevard 2019 for making this video possible due to their awesome suggestion during the viewer suggestion contest. Wants to participate in the next one? Then subscribe. I shall be doing more in the future.
This place sucks so much. No video games to speak of, awful food and constant work. I hate this.
Hey, you got a visitor.
Who would want to visit me though? I cut just about every tie I had when I started my business.
I'm not sure. Either way, they were pretty insistent on meeting with you, so I suggest you see them.
All right, I will go. Who are you and what do you want?
Some people call me the Nigeriai Prince. I was wondering if you wanted to make a deal.
A deal? With a Nigerian prince? You must be out of your mind.
Listen, we both have a common enemy. The reason you were arrested was because of a bald-headed kid named Caillou.
So, what's the point you want to make? Yeah, he may be part of the reason I'm here, but how does that matter to you?
You see, that kid came into my home, destroyed a bunch of furniture and then got $2,000 off of me. And I know it's about time I get my revenge on him. And I need someone like you to help me with my plan.
All right, I think I'm starting to understand. But, what do I get out of it if I agree to help you?
Well, not only will I bail you out, but we can also be business partners, potentially doing more together and becoming very rich.
All right, I think I can vibe with that. Just one question before I agree. How did you find me exactly?
When I gave that boy the $2,000, I put a tracking chip on one of the dollar bills he had. I was able to find out his location here in Plotagonville. I then did research on the local news in the area and saw the story about you getting arrested, so I figured the two of us could probably work together.
All right. Count me in then.
Meanwhile,
Thanks so much for taking me out here, Sarah.
No problem. I ended up getting a gift card here during the behavior card day that Sam did.
I was wondering how that went for everyone else. Because Rosie and I went to a forest where at first we got hunted by this guy, and eventually we all just sat down and ate barbecue meat together.
Wow, that certainly sounds quite the experience. But everyone else got some small rewards and stuff like my gift card. Leah got a free ice cream for lunch, and Dora got a GoPro camera.
Sounds pretty nice then.
Homework and work is all done. Time to get some rest. Who's there?
You are coming with me, young girl.
Oh my god, who are you? Someone. Anyone. Help.
No one is home. You are coming with us so we can ransom you to your family. You are going to make me and my partner rich.
Thanks so much for taking me out, Sarah. I had a great time.
Me too. See you at school tomorrow.
Oh my god, Caillou, thank goodness you're home.
Well, Mom, what's gotten into you? Is everything okay?
I don't know where Rosie is. I haven't seen her anywhere and she isn't answering her phone.
That is worrisome. I'm sure there is a reasonable explanation. Why is the old house phone ringing?
Probably just a telemarketer.
I have a feeling I should answer this. This is the Anderson household. Caillou speaking.
Looking for your sister Rosie.
What the? Who's this?
Just someone that you screwed over in the past. Let's just say me and someone else are about to get even with you.
Caillou. Help.
Is that Rosie I hear? What have you done to her? You better bring her back here.
I haven't done anything to her, but if you want to keep it that way, then come to the abandoned warehouse a week from now with $20,000 and we'll give her back to you unharmed. Otherwise, you won't see her again. And don't you even think about calling the police, because otherwise we'll make sure you never see her again.
Alright, I got it.
From the sounds of it, it sounds like Rosie got kidnapped. I can't believe it. She must be scared out of her mind. How horrible do people have to be to do something like that?
They said we need to give them $20,000 by next week if we want to see her again.
Even we don't have that kind of money immediately on hand. We'll have to find some way to get the money.
There must be something that we can do. Heck, even if we pay the $20,000, who's to say that they won't demand more or just to refuse to give us Rosie back?
What do you propose then, Caillou? I couldn't live with myself if something were to happen to her.
I'll call Denise. I know they said don't call the police, but perhaps she might be able to come up with a plan to ensure Rosie's safety.
Just be careful, Caillou. I don't want to lose you either.
Time to give Denise a call.
Hey Caillou, is everything alright?
No, I just found out my sister Rosie is being kidnapped.
That's terrible news. Where is she at?
We just got a call from someone that I apparently screwed over in the past. I think it could have been that video game pirate we arrested. He said if we can't get $20,000 by next week, we will never see her again. He says to meet him at the abandoned factory.
Don't worry, I'll send a whole SWAT team over there to ensure your sister's safety.
Wait, don't do that.
Why not?
They said if we even think about calling the police, they'll also make sure we'll never see her again.
I see. Real tough situation then.
There has to be something we can do.
I have an idea. Perhaps we can get someone to gain the trust of these criminals, and perhaps be able to save Rosie.
Yeah, but who in the world could do that?
Truth be told, Caillou, we recently hired an ethical hacker from India. They claimed it was because of you that they decided to go for the job. Offhand, do you know anyone named Raj?
Yeah, I know Raj. He was originally a tech support scammer. He says he was going to quit his job and find something new. Guess he followed through with that.
Considering your relationship with him, He might be able to sneak in and find a way to ensure you'll free Rosie. I'll set up a meeting with you two so that you can discuss the details of the plan.
Thanks, Denise. I knew I could count on you.
Meanwhile, at Caillou and Raj's meeting.
I certainly wasn't expecting on seeing you, Raj. Great to see you have been doing well.
Same to you, Caillou. I honestly cannot thank you enough for how much you have changed my life. Honestly, looking back now, I feel like if I kept scamming people, I was going down a dark path. You really opened my eyes.
Glad to hear that. Now back to the business at hand. How are we going to get you to convince the criminals to trust you?
I'll go there, claiming that I want to get revenge on you as well. I'll say I lost my job because of you and that I also would like to get in on the action. I'll even offer to protect their computers, stating that you are friends with various hackers.
Sounds good so far.
After I gain the trust of the criminals. When next week comes, I want you to fill a duffel bag with Monopoly money. I'll volunteer to check it to ensure that it gets passed. Then I'll make sure they let Rosie go. Once you and Rosie are clear from the location, I'll give the signal to the police and arrest the criminals.
Sounds like something straight out of an action movie. I love it. Let's do it.
Later that day.
Hey you, what are you doing here?
I'm here to join you guys. I heard you wanted to get revenge on this bald-headed boy named Caillou.
That's correct, but how did you know? Did the police put you up to this?
I found out Caillou's location long ago. He made me lose my job. Since then I wanted to get revenge on him. I just so happened to hack into the network and found out your unencrypted PC had all the details that I needed, so I decided to act on it and find you guys.
So wait, you hacked into our computers?
Precisely. Thanks to you not using NordVPN, I found everything about your plan easily. Trust me, you're going to need me. That boy has worked with hackers before from what I heard.
Fair enough, I guess you made your point. Sure, you can come join us, but just remember who's in charge here, understand?
Yes, sir.
So you're a technology expert, huh?
That's indeed correct. I figured I could work on getting your computers properly protected here tonight.
Good to have you then. All I know is how to rip iOS files onto CDs. You watch the girl tonight. I'm going to get some rest. Hope this weekend soon so we can move on and get the money.
Listen, I'm here to help get you out of here. I know your brother and I agreed to help find a way out.
Thank goodness, I was worried you were someone else who hated my brother.
Don't worry, we made a plan for next week to ensure your release. You won't have to be here for much longer.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Sweet. Raj was able to get in and the plan is now in motion. All that's left to do is to play the waiting game.
1 week later.
Alright you guys. I came to bargain. I want my sister back.
Do you have the money?
Yeah, I got it. All $20,000 here in this duffel bag.
Excellent. That's just what I wanted to hear. Bring it over.
Hold on. I should check the money to make sure it's genuine. I know Caillou, this could just be one big ruse he's trying to pull.
Good idea, Raj. Check it.
As much as I hate to admit it, my sister is worth every penny.
I'd say so because it's all here and all real.
All right, very well. Bring out Rosie.
Thank you so much, Caillou. I'm so glad I get to leave this place.
I hope this is the last I will ever have to deal with you guys. Come on, Rosie, let's get out of here. So glad to see you're safe and sound.
Indeed, thank you so much. And thank you to Raj too. He told me about the entire plan. Speaking of which, where are the police?
I'd say they're coming right about now.
Oh man, not the cops again.
How could this have happened? How did that boy outsmart us again?
Afraid you're going to be learning your lesson the hard way. The truth is that I am the one to ensure the cops came at this exact time.
I should have known your appearance was way too convenient.
I'm so happy to hear you're safe and well, Rosie.
I'm too. If it wasn't for Caillou, I would have never gotten out of there.
I'll certainly have to reward him for saving you. Caillou, I am so proud of you. What you did today was nothing short of amazing. For that, I will be taking you to Dave & Buster's. You can order whatever you want.
Yes! Awesome! Can this day get any better?
Meanwhile at Plotagon Jail.
Look at the bright side. At least now we get to come up with an escape plan together.
You idiot. If it wasn't for you trusting Raj, we wouldn't be in here.
Me. You were the one who let him in with us in the first place.
And you could have made sure that we didn't trust him.
Oh, now you done it.
I should have never came here to bail you out.
I would have had a way shorter sentence if it wasn't for you.
Special thanks to Guy7 for the idea for this episode. He has been a wonderful supporter of this channel, and I thank you for watching all my videos.
Okay class, we're doing something really special today. Our class was selected to have the great privilege of opening up a time capsule from 30 years ago.
Wow! That's older than me. And probably most of the people watching this video.
What's inside of it, Miss Martin?
I'm going to open it up and pass everything around so that all of you can take a good look at what's inside. Hard to believe something like that has been in the ground for so long. 30 years, that was back in 1991.
Hey, take a look at this. It's a VHS tape of The Little Mermaid.
If it wasn't for school still using the TVs with those tape players, I'd probably not know what that is.
I actually quite like this movie too. Disney films always seem to stick around for a long time.
Awesome. An original Game Boy with Super Mario Land. No batteries though. Hard to believe so long ago that you had to purchase batteries for these systems. Now you just plug it in.
And hey, check this out, a newspaper with the headline talking about the fall of the USSR. Times were sure different back then, huh?
A Michael Jackson record. Funny how vinyl records are making a comeback now. We should definitely bring a record player in and listen to it.
Now, it's important to think about everything you're seeing because that goes into the assignment that I have for you. Tomorrow I would like for you all to bring in something new to put in the time capsule. We will once again bury one for another 30 years, meaning it will be opened in the year 2051. Our class along with a few others will be deciding on what to bury. So, each of you will have to come up with something to put in it. This isn't an important grade or anything, but I do want each of you to really think about what to put in.
Not going to lie, this is actually a pretty cool assignment all things considered. Especially because I wonder what people will think of this time 30 years later.
I agree. I'm going to come up with the perfect thing to put in.
Meanwhile at lunch.
So, what are all of you guys thinking about putting in the time capsule?
I was thinking about taking some photos of the school and putting them in there. Who knows how the school might change in 30 years.
Well, I was thinking about putting one of the used Fortnite gift cards. Can't deny Fortnite is big.
I was actually thinking about putting in a mask, in reference to the whole pandemic. What about you, Caillou? What are you thinking about putting in the time capsule?
I honestly don't know yet.
I'm sure you'll come up with something.
If it was still 2017, I would put in a fidget spinner.
Oh my god, I almost forgot about those.
Dude, I remember I had like 3 of those. I even had one that lit up. They were pretty cool, honestly.
Never had one of these personally. But I always wanted one.
I might talk to some other people to get more ideas. You never know where you might find inspiration.
Meanwhile, after school.
Hey Jimmy, how are you doing? I wanted to ask you, is your class doing the whole time capsule thing too?
Yeah, we are. Even I have to admit it's pretty cool.
Jimmy, you're good with time travel and always seem to know just what to do. What are you putting in the time capsule?
Well, I'm coming up with a VR experience where people get to walk around the town on an average day in 2021.
That's brilliant. Gee, why can't I come up with something amazing like that?
Well, give it some thought. If it helps, I'll let you know what my friends are putting in it.
Could certainly help. Please share.
My friend Carl is putting in a drawing of a frog he made. Sheen is putting in a special edition Ultra Lord action figure that he swears will be worth millions when it comes out. Libby is putting in a mixtape of popular music from this year, and then Sydney is putting in some popular books she liked.
Sounds like all of them are putting in something important to them but relevant to the year.
That's the general idea. I hope you find something good to put in, Caillou.
Thanks. Think, Caillou, think. There has to be something I can put into the time capsule that would be perfect. Let's see here. Something important to me and something from this year. I got nothing. Maybe some rest is what I need. Perhaps it will come to me when I wake up. Okay. Where am I?
Welcome, young boy, to the tomb of the great kings of old. I'm not sure how you found yourself here, but I'm the keeper of these parts.
I think I came here because I'm trying to figure out what to put in my school's time capsule.
Time capsule, huh? Well, you'll find nothing older than this one. Tombs are really old time capsules, if you think about it.
I guess so.
Allow for me to tell you a little about these tombs. Perhaps this will help you with your predicament.
I'm all ears.
In ancient Egypt, it was believed that whatever you had in your tomb would be what you brought in the afterlife.
Cool! I'd bring all my video games if that was the case. Though, how does it help me with my time capsule problem? It's not like I'm going to be buried with the time capsule or anything.
It's a lot to think about. But here's what I wanted to tell you specifically. Sometimes the most important thing to show the future are the lessons that you have learned in the past. It is said those who do not learn from the past are destined to repeat the same mistakes in the future.
That's a good bit of insight. Thank you. I think I know what to do now. I just realized something. I'm lucid dreaming, aren't I? Which means I can do anything I want. Let me try this. Yay. Chuck E. Cheese is in it's only for me. Let's eat some pizza. Aw man, I'm starting to wake up. Darn it, if I dreamed just for a few seconds longer I could have had some awesome pizza. Well, at least I know what to put in the time capsule now.
Meanwhile at school.
Okay, class. Glad to see all of you here with things to put into the time capsule. Who would like to go first?
I would like to go first, Miss Martin.
Really, Caillou? You're not usually the first one to volunteer. But, sure, go right ahead. Let's see here, an envelope. What's inside?
A letter to my future self and to anyone who reads it.
That's a wonderful thing to put in. Definitely not what I was expecting from you, but a great idea.
Thanks, Miss Martin.
You will certainly be getting full marks on this.
Okay, I feel like I have to ask. What did you put in that letter exactly?
It's mainly a lot of self-reflection stuff to ask myself or anyone who ends up reading it. I then went on talking about myself and my experiences.
Hey, even I think that's great. Nice going, Caillou.
I hope I will have the chance to read it in the future.
I'm sure you will.
Alright Caillou, you ready to head for Port Town for the day?
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for the past few days. Remind me again what our schedule is?
So after driving for about an hour I figured we could just pick up lunch at a fast food place. It can be whatever you want, I don't really care. After that Rosie and Doris will be seeing a show at the theater while I signed us up for a boat tour. The boat tour promised it was going to be both exciting and historical, so I'm sure we'll have a good time. Afterwards we'll meet up and have dinner at one of their famous seafood restaurants.
Alright, cool. Let's get a move on then.
We're getting pretty close to Port Town. What, you in the mood for lunch?
Let's go to McDonald's.
I figured you were going to pick that.
Hey Mom, I got a question.
What is it, Rosie?
All four of us could have fit into one car, so why are we taking two?
Plotagon only allows for 2 characters in a scene. We've been over this.
Oh right, how could I have forgotten?
Hello there. Can I please take your order?
Yeah, can I get a 10-piece chicken nugget meal with a Coke?
Sure thing.
I'd also like a cone, please.
Sorry, the ice cream machine is broke.
Darn, happens every time.
Sorry, it's been broken for the past week.
Yeah, sure hope it gets fixed then. I know these things are out of your control, dude.
Thanks for understanding.
No problem. I heard other guys would destroy McDonald's all because they didn't get an Oreo McFlurry.
Tell me about it. Anyways, your order should be right out.
I hope we have a good time at Port Town today. I heard the place has amazing historical significance.
Really, how so?
Apparently it was a town established a few hundred years ago for sailors to stop at. Hence the name. Even today a modern port where many ships come in every day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, figured it would be a cool place to go for the day.
Meanwhile, when they arrive at Port Town.
Alright, time to pick up the tickets. I'm assuming you and Rosie will be heading to the theater then after this?
Yes. We're going to see a musical there. I figured it would be a lot of fun to see. It's apparently a locally produced show called The Sailor's Wife.
Nice. I'll go ahead and head to the boats with Caillou then. Hope you two enjoyed the play. Alright, now which boat do we board?
Beats me. They all look the same to me.
I didn't realize they had authentic wooden ships around here still.
Maybe we should just ask someone.
Ahoy there, matey. Are you ready to go on the ship ride of a lifetime?
Oh hey, is this where we board for the boat tours?
Yes, it is. Come on aboard. We'll be setting sail here very soon.
Well, this certainly was unexpected. I didn't realize they were putting us in a ship like this.
It's kinda cool though.
It is. I'm going to explore the lower deck. It said there was a place to get a drink.
Alright, Dad.
Hey boy. The tour is just getting started. I have a lot to go over about this ship, so I'm sure you'll want to hear.
Oh. Sure thing.
Back in my day, not only was I a successful naval captain, I was also a pirate for a time too. I know the sea just like the back of my hand. Name's Drake. Though my pirate name was Mop.
Why? Because you mopped up the competition?
Boy, let me be the one who tells the jokes around here.
Out of curiosity, you know anything about sky pirates? Like Tron Bon?
I only know sea pirates, son.
Oh, okay.
Now let me tell you about this sail. This sail was made all the way back.
Have you ever had one of those moments where you know you're supposed to be listening but instead you start to space off? Well, I'm having one of those moments right now. You start to ask yourself questions like, is cereal a soup? Is water wet? Stuff like that. And as my mind begins to wonder, I can't help but feel like I could be doing something better. But then I remember as long as I keep looking forward I should be fine. Just enjoy.
The distance. Isn't that fascinating, Caillou?
Huh? Oh yeah. Very cool and fascinating.
I knew you would think so. Now let me talk about the different roles on the ship.
Here we go again. I wish Sarah was here. At least this might have been more exciting.
Navigation on the ship was very important, which is why the captain would direct and guide the ship to wherever the destination is. During the night they sometimes used the stars to help guide.
I need to find the way to distract Drake or find the way to sneak off.
Why? Let me go and show you some fascinating maps they used way back then and compare them to the ones today. The differences will surprise you.
Now's my chance. I'll go to the lower deck where Dad is. Oh, there you're Dad. How are you doing?
Honestly, I'm kinda disappointed. The atmosphere is pretty cool, but I really don't see how this is exciting, to be honest with you.
Same here, Dad. I've just been hearing facts from Captain Drake. Honestly, dude loves what he does, but I was hoping for something more than that.
This beer costed me $8, and I'm still disappointed. I just wonder how things are going for Rosie and Doris.
How are you enjoying the play, Rosie?
It's been really good so far. I really loved the song the sailors sung when they were on the ship.
Indeed, that was quite a spectacle. I hope Caillou and Boris are enjoying their boat tour.
Look, Caillou, I know usually on trips like this I would do a strike system or discourage misbehaving, but if you want to get up to a few shenanigans I wouldn't mind.
Wait, really, Dad?
Yeah, I know you're probably really bored.
Actually, I kinda snuck away from Captain Drake to be here.
There you are, Caillou. I was wondering where you went off to.
Well, consider that your get-out-of-jail-free card then for sneaking away.
Look, Drake, I'm sorry. I'm sure this is your passion and everything, but I honestly don't have that much interest in.
Caillou, I know you're bored and I understand. I'm not as dense as you may think. There's something I need to talk to you about.
Oh, what is that?
It'll have to be in secret. Come with me to the captain's room. Listen, Caillou, I have a special task for you. I recently got a report that one of the historical boats from the docks was stolen.
Really? How did that happen?
I believe someone snuck on the ship and raised the anchor when there weren't many people around. What you need to do is be on the lookout for it back on the deck. If you see it, let me know. I'll be looking too.
I think I should be able to handle that.
Good. You just might get some of that excitement you're looking for.
All I see is just a bunch of blue ocean. I'll definitely give it to Port Town. Their oceans do look nice. Wait, something is coming.
Why don't you look at that? There's one of Drake's ships. I'll get that ship sunk faster than you can say. Whoops.
Drake, look over here. I think we found our ship.
Indeed it is. And I think that's Lash on the wheel.
Who's Lash?
That girl be a real troublemaker. She was originally a part of the Black Hole Army that I fought against. Clearly she'd be wanting to ruin this tour. Let me talk with her. Lash. Just what do you think you're doing? That be one of our touring boats.
Oh, I know it is. But I put some real cannons on here. So I'll make sure your ship is going down. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. A bunch of booms and crashes.
What are we going to do, Drake?
We need to fight back. We have cannons on here too.
I thought they were just replicas.
No, these be real cannons. I just said that so you wouldn't be getting any ideas. Let's get these loaded and fired to stop Lash. Even if we lose that ship, at least it's better than letting Lash getting away with it and sinking ours.
Yeah, just one problem. I kinda don't remember how to load the cannons.
It's fine. We'll work through it. I'll show you how, then get other people up here to help.
Game over, you freaks.
Oh no, we've been hit. Quickly, before Lash attacks again. We have to fight back.
The scanner should be ready to go.
Gosh. You guys aren't accepting defeat, are you? That's fine. I got more where that came from.
I'm here to help too, Caillou. Drake showed me how to get these cannons ready.
Austin, let's get these cannonballs loaded and fired.
Dang. Tougher than I thought. Time to counter.
Everyone keep at it. We have more manpower. We'll surely win.
Take this, Lash.
Shoot, we're sinking fast. I gotta get back to port before I end up stranded. You won this time, Drake.
That was a real close call, everyone. Thank you for all you did.
No problem, Drake. That was a lot of fun.
Well, that ended up being quite the adventure, wouldn't you say?
Totally.
And so, that ends the show. I hope you all enjoyed the tour and the showdown part of it. That's always my favorite part.
A show? What do you mean? This was all just a show.
Of course it was. This is our way of making things exciting during the boat tour.
That makes a lot more sense.
Anyways, since the show is officially over now, Caillou, I'd be willing to speak more honestly with you. Some of the stuff I said was just because a lot more people were around.
I'd really appreciate that.
So what would you like to know?
Well, first of all, how did you make the boat move and shake and all that?
There are shakers at the bottom of the ship that make the boat shake at designated times. It goes in line with the show.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
You mentioned Trombone before. I have indeed heard about her, in case you're wondering.
Really? What do you know?
About 20 years ago, when she was around, I was a pirate. She started an alliance with many others. I was debating on joining them, but after the man in blue stopped them, I decided against it. Fortunately for me, that's when I got an offer to join Green Earth's Navy, and I turned my life around.
Sounds like a wild ride.
I'm curious though, you seem really interested in Trombone. How come?
I worked with her for a short time. And she told me she would make use of my talents and I would become rich with her. Eventually I was stopped by my friend Denise. Tron fled the scene and left me there.
So you were a part of that attack on Gold City Hub? I have a good friend who has been looking into the whole thing, and I think you can be of assistance.
Seriously?
Yes, my friend Eagle is a part of Green Earth's Air Force. After one of the members of the royal family was robbed, he has been on the case to try to find and stop Trombone.
Oh. I may or may not have something to do with that too.
Whatever the case, I'll take you to Eagle so that you two can talk.
Hey, everything okay? You were on board for quite some time.
I was talking with Captain Drake. You remember when I joined Trombone?
Yeah, I remember.
Apparently Drake's friend Eagle has been tracking Tron and wants to put a stop to her. Drake asked me to come with him so that I can talk to him about it.
What does that mean then? We're leaving Port Town in the evening. Will you be staying with them or something?
I don't know yet. Either way, I might have a chance to do good on something I did in the past.
Hey Caillou, I really respect that. I must ask you to please be careful. I don't want you to get yourself hurt.
I promise to be careful, Dad. Not only for you, but for Sarah as well.
Meanwhile at the airstrip.
Hey Eagle. Great to see you again.
Hey Drake, what brings you here?
You're not going to believe this. During a recent boat tour I did, I found someone who has information on Trombone.
Really, you're not pulling my leg?
No. Come meet him. Come on up, Caillou.
It's good to meet you, Caillou.
You too, Eagle.
Look out for part 2 of this story next week. The return to Lazy Town.
Of course, a cliffhanger. The story was just starting to get good.
So Caillou, Drake told me that you know something about Tron. What do you know?
I actually worked with her for a short time. She showed me around and everything.
That would certainly be some useful knowledge. Tell me what you know. How big of a force does she have?
Well, there's her and her older brother Taisiel Bon. She has these little robot guys who kinda look like the Lego people, and she got about 40 of them, I think.
A small but organized force. What about weapons?
She has a huge airship with many smaller ships that she uses. I also saw a lot of robots in her airship too.
I see. Sounds like it would be tough just to get in then.
You're not thinking about going after her, are you?
After how she stole from the royal family. I have to do something. I've been tracking her for the past few months, and I needed intel on how she's organized so I can make a plan of attack. I tried sending a few other guys after her to no avail.
Yeah, I kinda had a hand in robbery of the prince. I really want to help out too, but, trust me, we have no chance against her if it's just us.
I respect that you want to make good on that then. Perhaps Prince Eugene might even forgive you. But, you are correct on that. Judging from what you're saying, it would be a suicide mission to go after her with just you, me and Drake. You wouldn't happen to know of anyone who could help, would you?
Actually, I might know of some people.
Seriously? Who?
I met a girl who had connections to Tron as well. A girl by the name of Roll Casket. She lives in Gold City and works as a mechanic. Perhaps she might be able to help. I think one time I talked with her, she said something about having an airship of her own. I also know in Lazy Town, Sporticus has an airship. I wonder if we could ask him for help.
Would be worth a try if we can get them to help.
After all, if it means stopping a sky pirate, I'm sure they'll agree.
Alright, so how do you want to do this? I can fly you wherever, just let me know which place you'd prefer. I figured you can go to one, and then we can go to the other.
I think I'll take Lazy Town. You and Drake can try to recruit Roll in Gold City.
Sounds like a plan. Alright Caillou, get your things ready, we'll fly here soon.
I better talk to Dad and Sarah while I still have the chance.
Oh Caillou. Is everything okay? We've been waiting to hear from you.
Things are fine, Dad. I'm going to be helping Eagle and Drake try to catch Tron and find out what she's doing. I want to make up for what happened in the past.
Caillou, are you sure about this? I know you want to make up for that, but I don't want you to get hurt in the process.
I promise I'll be safe and I won't get hurt.
Well, alright, we'll be waiting for you at home. Best of luck to you, Caillou.
Thanks, Dad. Now to call Sarah. Darn, went to voicemail. Well, maybe she's busy. I'll try to call later.
Hey Caillou, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Meanwhile, after the flight.
Alright, here we are. I wish you luck in recruiting Sporticus to our mission.
Thanks, Eagle.
By the way, is everything alright? You were awfully quiet on the trip over.
I wanted to give a call to my girlfriend Sarah and tell her about what is going on. It went to voicemail.
Oh, I see. I understand how you feel. I have someone special too. Her name is Sammy and we usually have each other's backs. Hey, I'm sure she'll call you back. Focus on the mission at hand for right now.
Sure thing, Eagle. Now if I was Sporticus, where would I hang out?
Oh no, just what are you doing here again? I thought your parents said you were never allowed to come back here again.
It's a really long story, Stephanie, but I need to talk to Sporticus.
No way. I know what you did last time. You were trying to get rid of him.
Yes, Stephanie, I know. Look, I really regret a lot of the stuff that I did in the past. I honestly want to make up for all of that, and part of it is to try to get Sporticus to help out with what's going on. Please, I just want to talk to him.
How do I know you are not working with Robbie Rotten again and are trying to trick me?
Just trust me on this. We're wasting our time.
Have you ever read the story The Boy Who Cried Wolf?
Of course I have. I can read, Stephanie. Not well, mind you, but I can read.
Then you would know the moral of that story then. You shouldn't lie.
Yeah, but guess whose sheep got eaten because they didn't listen to the boy? My point still stands.
Just forget it, Caillou, and go home already. I don't know how you got back here, but I'm sure you're going to get grounded or whatever.
Look, I can call up my sister Rosie, and I'm sure she could vouch for me on this if you're not willing to listen to me.
I'd trust her if she was with you in person. No phone call is going to convince me otherwise.
Fine, be that way, Stephanie. Well, it's clear Stephanie doesn't want the help. There has to be another way to find Sportacus.
What you doing here?
Oh hey, just thinking about stuff. Who are you?
Name's Trixie. I like to pull jokes and pranks around here.
Nice, I used to do a lot myself. Name's Caillou.
Wait, Caillou? You mean you were the kid who tried to help Robbie get rid of Sportacus?
Yeah, I know.
Man, I wish I was there to see that. That's a bit farther than I go for my pranks, but, wow. You're a real mad lad for doing that.
You mean you're not angry about that? I just talked to Stephanie and she wanted me gone.
Yeah, she was real upset about the whole thing. I never heard of another kid helping Robbie like that.
Actually, the reason I came back was to try to talk with Sportacus. Stephanie won't let me talk with him.
Well, if you want to see Sportacus, it's quite simple. Whenever someone is in trouble, Sportacus comes to rescue them.
Oh really? How does he know when people are in trouble?
He has a crystal on his chest that goes off whenever someone is in trouble.
Ah, I see. So, either I or someone else has to be in trouble then for him to come. What if I just scream help right now?
You gotta be in real trouble for him to come.
Got it.
Well, anyways, best of luck to finding Sportacus.
Create some trouble. Well, I don't think there is anyone more qualified to get in trouble or cause trouble than me. Heck, I'm sure Robbie would be down too. I wonder how Eagle and Drake are doing too.
This is the place Caillou said to go, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Hi there. Sorry it took so long. Can I help you, sir?
Hey, are you Roll Casket?
That I am.
A boy named Caillou referred me to you. He said you happen to know about Tron and that you have an airship from what I heard.
Yeah, I remember talking with Caillou. That was a few months ago. I was wondering if he was ever going to follow up with more knowledge on Tron.
Guess I should tell you who I am. I'm Eagle. I'm a member of Green Earth's Air Force. And I want to take down Tron. I think you may be able to help.
I'm Eagle's friend Drake. I'm a part of the Navy and I do boat tours.
It's certainly good to meet you both. But, I'm afraid my airship hasn't flown in years. I don't even know if it'll still work.
No problem. We can get it to one of Green Earth's air bases and get it repaired. We'll do whatever it takes.
That's not going to work. Only I and my grandfather know how our airship the Flutter is built. If you're going after Tron, it will take way too long for your mechanics to figure it out.
Then what does it need? Both me and Drake here are able bodies. We can get it repaired.
It might take a lot of work. But if you truly mean what you say, I think we can get it done.
I might not know much about planes or airships, but I'll do whatever you tell me.
All right, let's get the Flutter off the ground again.
Meanwhile,
Go away. Can't you see I'm being lazy?
Robbie, it's me, Caillou. Can you please open up?
Who?
Caillou, the bald-headed kid that helped you that one time.
Oh yes, Baldy boy. I'll open the door for you.
Hey, thanks, Robbie. I figured I would go to you for help.
I understand. After all, who wouldn't want to work with such genius? I'm sure you have a great idea on how to get rid of Sportacus.
Actually, I kinda just want to talk with him.
Talk? What do you mean?
Yeah, I want to talk with him. You see, Me and a group of people are going after the sky pirate named Tron. We want to try to stop her and we want him to join with us. So, I guess you could view it as temporarily getting rid of him.
I really don't understand.
The idea is we need to do is cause trouble so that Sportacus shows up. After that, he will be recruited for this mission, so he won't be around. Stephanie doesn't want to let me talk with him, so this is the only other way.
But, of course. Even if it is temporary, that might give me enough time to make Lazy Town lazy again. I'll make it so the kids won't even want Sportacus to come back. I'll indeed help.
Great! So, how do you think we should cause trouble?
I was hoping you would know.
Guess I gotta do everything. Here's an idea. Those mobile food trucks and diners are all the rage these days. Open up one of your own and give the kids free food. Then lock the door and trap the kids inside. After that, Sportacus will come and save them. Then I'll get the chance to talk with them.
That sounds like an excellent idea, Caillou. You'll get Sportacus out of there, and then I can make Lazy Town lazy.
I just hope you don't mind me posing to trying to save the kids. After all, got to at least show that I am trying to do something good.
I understand what you have to do, Caillou. This sounds like it would be certain for success.
A little bit later.
I just love candy. Do you know how many flavors of taffy I have at my house?
Can't be more than the number of brain cells in your head.
Hey.
Hello, kids. How would you two like to try my new double bacon greasy fried sandwich?
Oh boy. I would.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Why care about it being healthy, when all that matters is if it's delicious or not?
Got me there.
Come on. Let's go get it.
Neat place.
Thank you so much for coming. I'll be getting your sandwich ready in just a second. Have to grill the bacon.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Now then, time to lock them on the inside. Alright, Caillou, I have both Candy Boy and Loud Girl locked in my mobile diner. I'd imagine Sportacus will be showing up here soon. You can also change your mind on this. If you just want to capture Sportacus.
Trust me, it's important I talk with him.
Well, you better head for that door then and try to get it open.
You got it, Robbie.
Man, this is taking forever.
That must be a lot of bacon the guy is making.
You know what? Let me know if my sandwich is getting made. I'm going to do something else. Oh, Ziggy, I think the door is locked.
You mean we're locked in?
Yeah.
Oh no, someone. Sportacus. Help.
Someone's in trouble.
Insert a bunch of acrobatic moves. Sportacus does that I can't show due to restrictions in Plotagon. Meanwhile, back with Eagle.
How are things looking?
Everything appears to be reading good. Looks like the flutter is all ready to go. Thank you so much for your help along with Drake's. I don't think I could have done it without you guys.
No problem. Anything if it means going after Tron. Thanks for telling me your history with her. I had no idea she had been around for so long.
Indeed she has. Can't believe I'm about to fight her again.
Let's get this airship back to the airstrip. I'll prepare my plane to make the trip as well.
Meanwhile, back with Caillou.
Alright, here we go. Open sesame.
Wait, Caillou? Is that you? Are you trying to get the door open and save us?
Yeah, I heard you cried for help. So, I'm trying to get you out of there. Come on, stupid door. Open up already.
What the? Caillou, what are you doing here?
Good thing you're here, Sportacus. Robbie Rodden locked up the kids in the diner. I'm trying to get them out.
Here, let me try. Caillou, you do realize there was just a simple lock on the door, right? You literally just had to turn the lock and the door would have opened.
Oh. Well, I just hate using locks, you know?
If you say so.
Yay. Sporticus came to save us.
That's right, Ziggy. Come on, let's get out of here. Kayla, what are you doing here in Lazy Town? I thought your parents didn't let you come back here.
Well, you see, there's a sky pirate named Tron, and I was put in charge of trying to get you to come help us fight against her.
I'm sorry, Kayla, but Lazy Town needs me.
Think about it. What happens if Tron were to target Lazy Town and raid it? That would mean everyone would be in trouble. And just imagine the lawsuits Stingy's dad would send your way for not protecting the town.
You do make a good point. This mission shouldn't be very long, right?
I wouldn't think so. There will be a couple of other people with us. A pilot named Eagle in Green Earth's Air Force. A captain named Drake and possibly Roll Casket. All three great people.
Then count me in, Kayla. I'm so happy to see you're really turning around. I hope I can be of help.
Great! Just head for Green Earth's Air Base, and we'll talk about what to do from there.
Back at the Lazy Town Airport.
I better give Eagle a call, and let him know everything went well.
Hey Caillou, I was just thinking about calling you. Is everything going well on your end? Want me to head on over there?
Yeah, I'm ready to be picked up, and I have some great news. Sporticus will help us in our mission.
Excellent. We also have Royal Casket joining us too. We help repair her airship. She's heading to Green Earth's airbase right now.
Awesome! I can't wait to see everyone together. Oh my gosh! It's a call from Sarah. It's so great to hear from you, Sarah.
Sorry I didn't call sooner, Caillou. I was visiting some friends, and then my phone died and they didn't have the right charger type. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know. Part of the reason I called was that I wanted to let you know what's about to happen.
This sounds really dramatic.
I know you know I have a bit of a troubled past, but I'm about to make good on something. I don't think I talked about it before, but before we really got together, I was a part of the Sky Pirate attack on Gold City. I hurt a lot of people.
Oh my god, really?
Yes, and I truly regret what I did back there. I made so many people suffer. But now I have a chance to end the suffering by stopping Tron once and for all. She was the Sky Pirate that recruited me to be a part of her attack.
Please be safe, Caillou. I know you're amazing on the inside and are capable of great things. I want you to know that.
Thank you, Sarah. It's just I don't want to hurt people anymore.
I hope you stay true to that and help others around you. Set an example.
You always know what to say, Sarah. Thank you again, and I promise you'll hear from me again soon.
I'll be looking forward to that moment.
Thank you all for watching. Next episode will be the Season 7 finale. The battle against Tron. This episode may take a while to get out due to everything involved, but I'll work hard to get it done. Until then, see you soon.
Hello and thank you everyone for coming here. As you all know, we're here to stop Tron. Ever since her return, she has been terrorizing Green Earth, and we'll put it to an end.
Is it just me, or has it been a while since we last talked about this?
Yes, it has been a while, and we all know who to blame.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, I want to take a moment to thank both Sporticus and Roll Casket. Without you two, we probably couldn't do this plan.
And thank you for helping getting the flutter back up and running. It's been so long since I've flown it, and it's going to be fun using it again.
Now then, on to the plan. According to our reports, Tron and her airship are currently over the Alpha range. Tracking her movement, we'll have a prime opportunity to intercept and attack her forces. That being said, all 5 of us will pursue. I'll be in my fighter, Sporticus, you'll be in your airship, and Drake and Roll, you'll be in the flutter. Which leaves Caillou. So, you got a preference on who you want to fly with, Caillou?
I think I'll go with you, Eagle. We've been working well together so far and I would like to be with you.
Alright, sounds good with me. Let's get ready to roll, people. It's good to get back to flying and I'm glad you decided to come with me. Trust me, no matter what happens we'll take Tron down.
Pleasure is all mine, Eagle. I'm just glad I have this chance to work with so many awesome people to make good on something.
We best not waste any time. Let's take it to the skies. This is Eagle. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. This is Roll Casket.
This is Sporticus. Everything is looking good. Looks we're all ready.
Excellent. We're ready to intercept. We'll be ready to strike in 5 minutes. Get prepared, everyone. You know, Caillou, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Tronbon? Back when we were getting the flutter ready I was talking to Roll. She didn't seem to like her very much.
To be completely honest, there was something about her that I liked when I was working with her. Maybe it was the server bots or maybe how she did things, but I wanted to like her.
That's quite interesting. Of course now, you see her for what she really is. Right?
For sure. Doing community service and seeing the destruction that both her and it caused really showed me the effects one person like that can have. Which is why we need to stop her.
Couldn't agree more. Coming up on the airship now.
Mr. Ron, Green Earth Air Forces are heading this way. What should we do?
Shoot them down, of course. Shoot them just like the others that tried to pursue us.
Actually, that isn't the only thing heading our way. We also spotted a blue airship and the Flutter.
What? The Flutter? How's that possible? I didn't even think Roll was still around.
Should we still fire, Mr. Ron?
I want to talk to Roll, and whoever these other people are. Then, we can fire. Well. If it isn't Roll Casket, who are your friends, and why are you here?
We're all here to put a stop to you. Your terrorizing of the people of Green Earth will end.
Just be glad you ain't a sea pirate, because otherwise I would have blown you straight out of the water.
I've heard all about the things you've done. I will not allow it to spread further and possibly endanger Lazy Town.
You've shot down many of my own boys. Now it's about time I strike you down personally.
We're taking you down, Tron, and there isn't anything you can do about it.
Oh, is it you, Caillou, I hear? And Drake, that sea pirate that I was going to have in my alliance? Seems like we got a real reunion going on here. Haha, this is going to be fun. Go. Attack them all now.
Looks like we got some company. Hold on, Caillou. Think you can shoot me down? Think again.
Drake, get to the guns right now. We'll shoot down those small ships as well.
Right away, Roll. Eat this.
They're better than I thought, but they're nothing without the man in blue. That's for sure.
Apple.
Are you kidding me? An apple? Does he seriously think my ships are that easy to destroy? Looks like I stand corrected. No matter, there's no way they can take this airship down from the outside. They'll have to take this fight onto the ship if they even hope to take me down. We'll be prepared.
Great work, everyone. Let's board the ship and take this fight straight to John herself. Alright, all we have to do now is to wait for the others.
We're right above the ship, Drake. You should be able to get on by climbing down the ladder. Here, let me get you a walkie-talkie. Let me know what's going on.
Thanks, Roll. I'll let you know if anything goes wrong. Will you be fine on your own?
Yes, I should be fine. I can defend myself if anything goes wrong.
Letter.
Excellent. Everyone is here. Now then, let's head on in.
Hold it right there. None of you are going anywhere. Miss Tron ordered us to stop you from coming inside.
All of you, run inside. I'll handle them.
Are you sure, Sporticus?
Just go. I'll be fine. All right. Who wants to play ball?
Actually, that sounds like fun. This drawing usually doesn't let us play games.
Well, this might turn out different than I expected. I think we might have lost them. Only question now is where to. Should we try to confront Tron, or should we try to find a way to get this airship out of the sky?
There's 3 of us, right? I mean, if we really wanted to, we can do both. We can confront her and try to find a way to get this ship to go down to...
I would be off with that plan. I can work on getting this ship out of the sky. I just need to know where the engine room is.
Don't worry, I'm pretty sure it's just down this hall. Me and Eagle can go confront Tron then.
Alright, it's settled then. Come on, Caillou. Let's find Tron.
Oh yeah. Almost forgot. You better take a walkie-talkie then. Roll gave me 2 of them, so you can have one as well, Eagle.
Thank you, Drake. I'll keep it on so you know what's going on.
Godspeed, Eagle.
Caillou. I don't think this is where Tron is.
Eagle, there's a bad here.
Yeah, what about it?
Back when I worked with Tron, she said this was going to be my room. She said I was going to have to steal a bed for myself so that I have something to sleep on.
Really? Sounds like she had a long-term plan with you then. Because I don't know what other reason she would have this here. You would know better than me.
That's what I thought too, but then I got caught.
Well, alright, guess we might as well get to move on then.
Come in, Roll. I'm in the engine room. I gave Eagle the other walkie-talkie you gave me. It looks like the coast is clear. Nobody seems to be in here.
Good. I can hear you loud and clear, Drake. I overheard the game plan you guys came up with. It sounds good to me having some sort of backup. Keep me posted.
Will do. If I can find a way to stop the engine and prepare myself, I will. I'll keep my walkie-talkie muted so nobody can overhear on Eagles.
Well, if it isn't Caillou and Eagle, I was wondering when you would find yourselves here.
We're going to take you down right here and right now. You won't be getting away with your crimes.
Are you sure it's going to be that easy? Server bots, bring out the prisoner. Maybe then Eagle here will be more willing to cooperate with what I want.
Oh my god, Sammy. What happened? How did you get her?
Go on, tell him, Sammy.
A few days ago, I was on patrol with some of my boys. We found Tron illegally digging, and when I tried to stop her, we were cornered and outgunned in every way. I'm sorry, Eagle.
I can't believe you. Using my girlfriend as leverage to get what you want. You snake.
You're going to listen to me, and we're going to be doing things how I want.
Come on, Tron. Let's all be reasonable here. There is no reason why you need to threaten us like that. Just let Sammy go and we can talk about this.
That ain't going to happen, Caillou. I want you and your friends to not get involved with what's happening. So I want you to listen to my terms.
What are your terms then?
It's all quite simple. I will give Sammy back, as long as all of you guys leave me alone. However, I need something from one of you that will ensure that I won't be seeing you again. Give me the flutter.
What? No. I'll never give you the Fluttertron.
I don't want the entire thing. I just want the refractor that you used to run it.
No deal, Tron.
Figures, I knew you were going to be tough. After all, you're too much of a wimp to even show your face around here. Come in my server bots. Capture those two. What the? Where are my other server bots?
The kids in Lazy Town all love playing games. It's great to see that all you guys like playing games too.
Well, no matter. I can still find a way to stop you myself.
Tron, before you do anything, I have one very important question to ask you. I've been hearing this name tossed around a lot. Who is this man in blue? I want to know.
The man in blue. So, Roll hasn't told you. She had feelings for him, you know? He's none other than Mega Man, and I'm going to bring him back, no matter the cost.
This is the police. Tron Bond, you are hereby under arrest. You better come out or else I'm going to have to drag you out myself.
Are you kidding me? She's here too?
This is our chance.
Drake. Disable the engine now.
Right away, Eagle.
You idiots, you're ruining everything. I don't know what your plan is here, Eagle, but I think it's my cue to run.
Quick to the deck. We can catch our rides there.
Caillou, what the heck is going on here?
It'll take a bit to explain, but the airship is about to go down. We need to leave now.
And here I was thinking I was going to be able to arrest Tron. Rosie told me what was going down and I had to come here for you. I had no clue what was going on.
Look, Caillou, there isn't much time. This ship is going to be going down very soon. You're welcome to fly with me, but I want to make sure Drake and Sporticus make it out okay. It's all up to you, Caillou.
I'm staying here until I know everyone is safe. Go ahead and go, Eagle.
Alright, Caillou. Thank you. Please, don't get yourself killed. I know I'll see you very soon.
Let's round everyone up and then get the heck out of here. Everyone, get on the deck. This airship will crash.
Looks like it's time to go. Coming through. Don't forget about me as well.
That's everyone. We need to leave.
Letter.
Thank goodness you're okay, Drake. I knew I couldn't leave without you.
I'm about ready for a nap.
Get to the chopper. Wait, what in the world is that?
Oh, come on. Did you think I didn't have a plan B? I'm going to be the one who gets back Mega Man, no matter if you like it or not. Just quit trying to stop us already. Anything you want to say, Caillou?
This isn't over, Tron. Not by a long shot.
Figured, you always had that kind of persistent nature. So long, Caillou.
Wow, I felt like there was just so much going on. I don't know what to say.
I'm just glad everyone is okay. I was so worried that we weren't going to make it.
Well, do you mind telling me all about what happened?
Well, I guess I have nothing better to do with my time.
Citizens of Green Earth, I bring news on my mission to stop John Bon. I'm back in one piece along with the rest of my crew. We have successfully destroyed the main airship. However, it appears that Tron has multiple machines. So our mission is not yet over. I won't rest until Tron is in our hands. That being said, I would like to take a moment to honor someone for their incredible bravery during the mission. Everyone please, welcome Caillou.
You know, finding my place has never been easy. I'll be honest, for the longest time, I never knew how to fit in. I've always been one to act out when things didn't go my way, but today, I think I found my place. I will continue to help my friends and I'm glad that Eagle is one of them. I'm glad I can leave part of my past behind me finally.
You know, Caillou, I'm glad to have you along. I don't think we could have done all that without you.
Thanks, Eagle. That means a lot to me.
By the way, Caillou, I know you talked about that you at one point liked Tron. I think I might be able to see why you did originally. She's intelligent, persistent, and is willing to do anything to get what she wants. Those can be quite admirable traits. But I think Tron goes about it wrong. What do you think?
I think that might just be about it. I agree with you. I sometimes do find those traits to be likable.
Well, Sammy can sometimes check those boxes too, you know. I'm so glad she's safe now. Well, this is the drop-off point. I'll be seeing you, Caillou, get some rest now.
Will do, Eagle.